You are watching the Faith Jones channel. Tune in Wednesday through Saturday as I drive in my big rig and I talk to you about many topics from sex, family, marriage, religion, politics, you name it is here. Please remember to hit the notification bell. Also share me on your community tab. And do not forget to hit the like button when you're on the way into my show. I also do evening wind downs on Sunday through Tuesday. This show is sizzling hot, full of a lot of spice, a lot of information, and a lot of love. So tune in and make sure you tell all your friends about this channel. Peace.
All right. Hey, everybody. Yes, I am live. Good morning, Diamond Princess. Well, not morning. I'm used to talking to you guys early in the morning. It's actually more towards the evening. All right. I wanted to come in here today because there's a lot of mess going on here on Black YouTube, especially with the sisters. And I was just over there listening to Cynthia G and Nyla's live. And then after I got through listening to their live, then I get over there to Chrissy, and Chrissy's over there addressing Cynthia G and Nyla in her live. And basically what Chrissy's doing is she's defending herself from a very unnecessary, well, I can't call it an attack because I don't really feel like they attacked her, but they pretty much talked down on a lot of her talking points. And they did, kind of make little comments about her, not being very qualified to speak on what she's speaking on because she's not married, et cetera, et cetera. So, it's a lot of mess going on in the YouTube. Hold on a second, y'all. Here I am getting a phone call with my live stream. I'm wondering if people know I'm on live and then they call. Because I can go all day without getting a phone call, but as soon as I fire up a live, I get a phone call. But at any rate, yeah, Almanaz, it's a mess. It was an outright mess, okay? And what I'm trying to say over here is, then after Chrissy's lab, Crystalline Carrison goes and she fires up her lab. And, Crystalline is not a beefer. She's not even on Chrissy's level. Both of them have elegant clapbacks. I look at Chrissy and Crystalline as not really being the beefers. They are the queens of the nice, nasty, elegant clapback. And what I felt that what Crystalline did, because she was over there at Cynthia G's last month, and everybody was supposed to be all kumbaya, and the sisterhood was supposed to be coming together, et cetera, et cetera. But here's the thing, I know females like Cynthia and Nyla, okay? And I have nothing against them personally. I just don't like how they get down. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't like how they get down. Because first of all, you set up here and you had the lady on your platform a month ago and everybody was supposed to be getting along. But then you turn around and you mention her, on your live stream a couple of days ago as if, everything wasn't all good. You're sitting up here kicking up the dirt again unnecessarily. And, before you go bringing up people's name and criticizing their platform and criticizing how they get down or how they do things or what their solution is, you should have really talked to the person first. But, here on Black YouTube, we don't never talk to each other if we have a problem with something that we're doing. We just go fire up a live stream and then name drop, and then we think it's all good. But see, Chrissy is not like Crystalline. There's a difference between Chrissy and Crystalline. Chrissy, if you name drop her one too many times, she gonna come after you. She's not for it. She's not trying to hear, we trying to get along, we trying to build a sisterhood, we trying to come together. Chrissy ain't trying to hear none of that. And see, I was more so like, yeah, Chrissy, I can understand why you came out and said what you said because it was unnecessary. Okay, Chrissy don't even talk about Cynthia, and she probably don't even know who Nyla is. So the whole reasoning behind them bringing up her name, I have no idea, but they messy like that. If you go to their platform, especially Nyla's platform, you know, there's a lot of beefing videos going back and forth with other YouTubers and all this other stuff. You know, don't nobody have time for that. You know, Chrissy, she actually puts out content. She's not really on that. You know, Crystal Harrison, she has her business, and you know, she's pretty much about trying to help develop women and teach them a different way about going about dating and so on and so forth. She's not really on this whole beefing thing. Diamond says Chrissy does get a bit defensive. Yeah, but this time it was rightfully so. This time it was rightfully so, in my opinion. Uppity Unicorn says people like myself, JV, Cass, we have all tried to deal with things behind the scenes and in a better way, but these people don't speak the language of decency. And that's exactly what I'm getting at, Uppity. You are exactly right. Because the way they went about doing it, it was just so backhanded. Like on the one hand, they give Crystalline a compliment. They say, "Oh, Crystalline, you so beautiful," etc., etc. But then on the other hand, they start attacking her talking points. That's the oldest trick in the book. I'm gonna give you a compliment, but then on right after I give you this compliment, though, I'm finna come for you. And see, you know, whether Crystalline saw it or not, I don't know. You know, like I said, she's more for the elegant comeback. You know, so basically, when I listened to her last stream, she did have a message for Cynthia, which is basically, hey, if you're not going to come with the solutions, then oh well. You know, she didn't say it exactly like that. She has a more elegant way of putting it, but that's basically what I took from it. So, you know, don't take the way I ad-libbed it and said that's how she said it. That's not how she said it. But at any rate, all of the filth, all of the back and forth, it usually comes from one place, and that's that B1 headquarters over there. They always starting the bullshit. And see, here's the thing, you know, I understand Crystalline is trying to get all the women content together that she feels make an impact here, that have voices that women listen to. I understand that. But there are some people that you just not going to be able to work with. And I know that from personal experience. That's even in real life. There are certain people that you're just not going to be able to work with because their mental level is not at your mental level. And like Crystal Harrison said, it's a journey. I just feel like there's certain people that just have a longer journey before they get there because they too, how can I say, they're too messy still. They're still too messy. So when you got people that still got their hands in the mess, they're still dibbling and dabbling and loving to strum up a lot of mess, they're going to pull you down in the mess with them. So, you know, I would really, really highly suggest Crystalline, Chrissy, before y'all go endorsing anybody over there in that camp, research them first. Do your research first before you endorse anybody because they will pull you down in their mess. They don't care. Yeah, they don't care like that. Exactly, Mia. People will say no shade and then turn around and make shady comments. And that's exactly how I felt about Cynthia and Nyla's live stream. Now, Cynthia all up in Crystal and Harrison's live stream, like, oh, no, 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 I didn't say anything about you. People just being messy, people just trying to start stuff. But at the same time, no, because you were being messy and trying to start stuff when you opened your mouth and you said what you said. And now this leaves people who are messier than you, or probably just as messy as you, to really, really use what you said because he didn't nobody force you to go on live and start that conversation. You opened your mouth. So now it's out there. Yes, please like the video. Please like the video. Hold on a second. He said, oh, damn. Please, please don't delete this. I need to go out, but I want to watch when I return. At least leave it up for a couple of hours after you're done. Listen, you know, I don't do that. I don't do the whole I'm going to post the video, then take it down later type thing. You know, hey, it is what it is. If anybody got something to say about me, they just said it. I really don't go over there and look at their content like that. Somebody would actually have to copy the link to the video and bring it to me in order for me to know what's being said or not being said. But hey, it is what it is. I thought the shit was messy as hell. It was uncalled for. And yes, Chrissy had a right to defend herself. Let's see here. Diamond Princess says, I thought Cynthia was bigger than being inappropriate. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that over there. Like I said, I don't go over there anymore. I don't listen to the content anymore. Like I said, I just so happened to catch that live yesterday because they mentioned Chrissy's name, and I do listen to Chrissy. So when I heard Chrissy's name, I stuck around. And the stuff that I was hearing, I said to myself, it is really unnecessary. But I left it alone. I didn't know that somebody was going to take it and carry it back to Chrissy, or maybe that Chrissy was listening. I don't know how she found out about it, but she ended up finding out about it, and she ended up addressing it. So, it is what it is. So, if you don't want people, to come back at you for some stuff that you're saying about them, then, maybe you just ought to leave their name out your mouth, especially if you want to be friends and buddies with them, and then you want to end up on their live stream begging like, oh no, Crystalline, I didn't say that. Oh, it's people just being messy. No, Crystalline, no, type thing. Cynthia G was all in the chat room doing that. Hey, don't put yourself in position to be doing all of that in the first place. Just if you want to be cool with these people, then you got to show yourself to be a real friend and not be doing the nice, nasty, I'm going to compliment you in one breath, but I'm going to turn around and talk about you in the next. Everybody ain't for that bullshit. But yeah, you know what? I was going through some stuff with my grandson. That's the reason why I haven't been posting. I would have done all of my live streams on my computer because, like I said, I was trying to get away from live streaming in my truck. I almost had an accident Friday in my truck, and so I made a promise to myself that I'm not going to do any more live streams from the truck. It's too distracting. It's unsafe. So I'm here at home now, and I'm live streaming from home. But I'm doing it on my cell phone, and that's a pretty long story in and of itself. Well, actually, it's not. My grandson is 7. He's a very adorable little 7-year-old boy, very charming. And he does not like doing the homeschool. He doesn't like doing the homework. He doesn't like the fact that we are here watching everything and holding him accountable and knowing what all his assignments are. So he's been a busy little boy. We've been putting him to work with the online schooling. And so he got a brilliant idea a couple of days ago that he was going to pour water into the computer to prevent us from having to put him on the online school. So needless to say, the computer is out of commission until we get it fixed. And little man, he didn't get out of his online schooling work because today we just picked out about 6 folders full of assignments for him to do. So he's going to be even more busy because actually that computer was helping him not have to do so much work. But now since we have to do everything manually on paper, he has made more work for himself. So yeah, that's what's been going on over here in this neck of the woods. Yeah, pretty black. He's a little rascal. Yeah, he got punished real good for that too. So yeah, that's what's going on over here. But I'm glad to be looking at you guys again. I missed all of you. I missed you, Pretty Black. I haven't seen you in a while. Oh, by the way, Pretty Black, email me at the Faith Jones channel at gmail.com. I'd love to talk to you, sis. You and Mahogany Roots. What's going on, Mia? Oh my goodness, people I haven't seen in a minute. Kenneth Wright. Almond Eyes, what's going on? What's good? Make it happen, Manny. I saw you the other day. She said facts. Yeah. So like, all of this disingenuousness, with Nyla Says and Cynthia, like I was trying to tell Crystal and down in the chat room, like she would see my super chats, but she wouldn't read them because she thought I was trying to be messy. But actually, sis, if you see this, I was actually trying to warn you. Yeah, Cynthia G content by itself is okay, but check out her affiliates, the people that she rock with. Birds of a feather usually rock together. So before you go endorsing anybody, check out their affiliates first before you get in entanglement with people that you probably wish you had never entangled yourself with. That's all I got to say. Well, anyway, y'all, I'm about to slip on out of here. I don't know. Now I'm starting to think maybe I should take this down after I get through doing this live stream. What y'all think? What y'all think? Should I leave it up? Put a 1 down there in the chat room for leave it up. Put a 2 down here for take it down. Oh, pretty black magic said, yeah, I seen that 50 chat. Faith, you're right on that. Exactly. Like I said, I've been on YouTube as long as Cynthia has been on YouTube. I think me and Cynthia started out at the same time, and she's been kind of exhibiting some shady how can I say she just comes off as not really being all the way 100% legit pro black. Like I have a feeling that Cynthia is pro black when it comes to black men and certain black women, but then like when it comes to certain other black women, she's not exactly pro black. As a matter of fact, I think Cynthia G has a problem with certain black females. And I'll just leave it at that. I don't really want to accuse people without having solid proof, but just a lot of things that she's done over the years. In my 4 years of being a observer, being one of her subscribers, and I had to, finally unsubscribe from her earlier this year. But actually, I unsubscribed back when the whole debacle went down with her and the whole Robert Perkins incident. So, yeah. A lot of people are agreeing with me down here. Yeah, so I know I'm not the only person. A lot of people are down here agreeing. Yeah, that's true, Almanac. She does say, let me correct myself because I don't want to get wrecked out here. She does say that she is not pro-black, and she's typically not pro-marriage either. There's a lot of things that Cynthia isn't. She's not even religious. And those are things that I don't fault her for, but you cannot be pro-black and you can still love your people. But my problem with her is she definitely has an issue with a certain demographic of black women, and that needs to be addressed. And I'm pretty sure, I'm just going to come right out and say it. I really do believe that there might have been quite a few dark-skinned black women that might have rubbed Cynthia the wrong way. Some people will say Cynthia is a dark-skinned black woman herself. But once again, if you look in this space, there's plenty of dark-skinned black men that are colorists. So being colorist has nothing to do with your skin color. I just want all of you once and for all to get that. Okay, you can be blue-black and still be a colorist. I think that Cynthia does have some colorism issues. Okay, so I threw that out there because this is something that I've observed over the 4 years of watching her platform. I've been watching her since she became a YouTuber. Chaz B98 says, yes, she has never been pro-marriage even before the RP incident. Exactly. And these are things that I know about her. Like I said, you had to been a subscriber of her content, seen her for a long period of time to know these things. So I don't come to these conclusions lightly. I don't come to my conclusions as somebody that has not observed her platform. I have observed this woman's platform. As a matter of fact, I've come out at times defending her. But when I started seeing that she struggled with some things, the hypocrisy, I can't deal with it. At a certain level of time, when your YouTube heroes or your YouTube mamas and daddies, some of you guys like to worship these people like they can do no wrong. But it comes a period in time where you got to take the blinders off and really, really look at the individual, especially when the hypocrisy seems to repeat itself over and over. Hold on a second. I don't have my glasses on, so for some of you who are not familiar with the screen name, let me just throw these glasses on, because it is really, I like to be respectful when reading people's comments. Okay, Magic Single says, she's been having colorist issues, I can tell you. Yeah, I know. Uppity Unicorn says, some of these are just had people. There is no misunderstanding. They are just troublemakers. Exactly. Pretty Black Magic says, somebody has to speak on it in a good, not hateful way. Yeah, and I don't harbor any hate for anybody, So I don't want anybody coming over here saying, oh, Faith got a beef with Cynthia and Nyla. I don't have no beef with Cynthia and Nyla. I don't like how they get down, but then again, I don't really know them like that to be saying I hate them. Like, what they eat don't make me shit, and probably the same way in reverse for them. But this is a struggling sisterhood, what we have going on here. We got the swirlers on one side, we got the pro-Black women on the other, and it's always battle royal. Nobody wants to meet in the middle. And I get what Crystal and Kerrison is trying to do. She's trying to single-handedly bring everybody together, kind of like the manosphere. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, Crystal. Not even the manosphere is together like we think they are. That's the reason why, why y'all think they got Manosphere 3.0? Why you think they got Manosphere 2.0? Because them Negroes ain't getting along. As a matter of fact, in the Manosphere, they over there struggling with their sexuality. So the Manosphere is a brotherhood divided right now, because you got the gay brotherhood that's, trying to, pretty much trick everybody into thinking they're straight or bring other people over to their side. That you got people that's outright popping up on people's live streams, exposing themselves. The brotherhood is really messed up right now. So I don't think that we should be over here comparing the sisterhood to the brotherhood. Right now, from where I'm sitting, the sisterhood is looking pretty good. We're good, okay? We don't have all of that going on as of yet. Yeah, Pretty Black. You know I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna tell the truth. What's up, CK? What's up, CK in the house? Yeah, that's my BBN brother right there. And he puts together a lot of these videos. As a matter of fact, is it time for a commercial break? Okay, guys, time for a 20-second commercial, and I'll be right back with my commentary, I promise.
Hey, what's going on? My name is CK, and I want to tell you about a great group called the Black Balance Network. The Black Balance Network is a cooperative of Black content creators that provide opinions and commentary. We are all about supporting the individual, collective, and community, as well as supporting businesses and ideas to the grassroots level. The group includes Business Minded Talk, D. Durrell, Love Wisdom, Faith, Ray Ray the Awareness Channel, and the Screen Learning Channel. Be sure to check us out, and we look forward to providing you with great content. So what are you waiting for? Why haven't you subscribed yet? You should be subscribing. Click the notification bell, share all of the video links, and share the channel. Please support us, and we look forward to providing you with great content. See you soon.
All right, y'all, I'm back. I just had to do a commercial break. I got to support my BBN family. You all, when you get a chance, if you're new to this channel, please, after this show, go to the Black Balanced Network and hit the subscribe button, because we have great content over there. We're doing skits now, guys. So part one of the skit that you guys might have saw over there on the Black Balance Network features myself, Black BMT, Black Media Talk, CK, Ray of the Awareness Channel, and D. Darrell playing himself as the therapist. And it's hilarious, okay? So we just dropped part one Sunday. So every Sunday, we're going to try to drop a skit over there. So I need you guys to go over there, check out the skit. It's hilarious. It's funny. This coming Sunday, we're going to drop part two. And we do have Patreon. So for those of you that can't wait to see the other half, we'll always have the second half of the skit available for you to watch. It's only $5 if you want the sneak peek before, you know, it comes out. But it comes out every week on Sunday. So please get over there to the Black Balance Network. We have some great content creators over there. And a lot of our videos are also on that channel as well. So like, share, subscribe that channel. Slater Jim, you saw that? yeah, you know what? But it's got a real good ending. It has a real good surprise ending. So you guys check it out every Sunday on the Black Balance Network. Magic Single says Crystal and Kay blocked you. Why would she block you? What were you doing? You must have been over there cutting up. But at any rate, y'all, like I said, I wonder if I should just open this up. I've only been on here talking about 30 minutes. I don't want to make this too long. But if anybody has something personal that they want to say about the sisterhood, where you think the sisterhood is headed, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link in the chat because I think we do need to have the discussion. Because like I said, the sisterhood is struggling right now. You know, we ain't doing as bad as the brotherhood, but we've been struggling for a long time. And like I said, I get what Crystal was trying to do when she went over there last month and she spoke with Cynthia. But like I said, you know, women, we so catty. We always talking about each other behind each other back. You know, it's just a lot of unnecessary BS that we like to take each other through. We can't get along for nothing. Brown Becky says, Faith, how long you going to be on for? I don't know. I mean, if nobody comes up here within the next 10 minutes, I'm going to shut it down. But if I get enough people to come up here, I might be up here for another hour. So it just depends on, you know, if I get any participation. If I don't get any, then it's cool. I thank you all for coming in. But like I said, you know, the conversation does need to be had because we've been struggling with this for a long time. Now, I know when I first came on here, I came on here smack dab in the middle of the gender war. And this was like when I was in my truck and I was trying to, you know, have a conversation with Black men and Black women about being good to one another. And I saw a lot of Black men coming in attacking me. And I didn't understand why these Black men were attacking me. Well, it was because there was a gender war going on. So then that's how I got into doing the content that I started doing when I saw people like Tommy Sotomayor, how that he was just attacking and dragging Black women and just the different Black men that would come to my channel and attack and drag me. Oh, okay, here we go. What's up, Diamond Princess?
Hi.
Hey, what's going on, sister? How you feeling?
I just been busy with schoolwork and babysitting. That's it.
Oh, okay.
I really
Well, what
haven't, catch up on anything. I really haven't really catched up on anything lately. Just returning to YouTube right now just to check up on people to see how people are doing.
Oh, okay. Well, what do you think about this whole sisterhood thing with the pro-Blacks on one side and then we have the divestment community on the other?
I was kind of thinking about that because as of now we're on two different spectrums. The Divested side is more about, changing or shifting our narrative into something else, like getting away from negativity and cutting off certain things, like being, pro-black. Okay, I get what you're saying. Being like supporting black men when black men are not supporting us, and pro-black women. I believe that the reason why we can't get along is, I think, it's difference of opinion, and I believe that we just kind of butt heads because we can't agree on certain things that is going on in the community, and that's why, as black women, we can't not get along, because it's all about difference of opinion and not supporting the same thing as we usually do, because I used to be pro-black 2 years ago, and I changed up my narrative to divestment because I'm tired of the dysfunction and the betrayal and the hypocrisy in the black sector, because we say things that we don't mean. And that's why I change my narrative, for example.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us, Diamond. And I also have Uppity Unicorn and Miss J. Uppity Unicorn, how are you today?
I am still feeling the rush of what just happened. That was a lot. And just let me know when I can go. If you want to go around and give greetings or something, I will be on mute until I can just let it
But no,
rip.
no, I'm letting you go right now. What do you feel about what just went down? I mean, about what Cynthia G did, and also how it was played out on Chrissy's channel and on Crystal Harrison's channel.
Here's the deal. I'll be completely honest. I didn't catch everything because I unsubscribed to Cynthia G after she doxed me a couple of years ago. So
Oh,
I don't know
wow.
what she did on her channel, but Uncle Suge has the video saved on his channel. Literally, if you go to YouTube and just type in Uppity Unicorn, the doxing of Uppity Unicorn is one of the first things that come up. Cynthia G did that to me when I was on her Patreon, and I had a blue wrench in her chat, and I had never done anything to her. When she got pregnant and the swirlers were dragging her, that hit me. And I have a stillborn, okay? My son suffocated to death while I was in labor. So I went to comfort her, and I started to confide in her and share emails with her about very personal things. And when Taz tried to get with me behind Nyla's back before anybody knew that they were together, Cynthia G used those emails to dox me. Because if you just look me up, I'm an Ivy League graduate. I'm a former school teacher. I don't have a felony. Everything is shiny, glorious. I've been in so many different newspaper articles for grassroots activism. But the personal things that I told her about getting therapy and having PTSD and anxiety and all these different things, they wanted to discredit me as some kind of a retarded person. And my channel has never recovered. So when I hear this kumbaya message from Crystalline Carrison, I love me some Crystalline. I am not a swirler, but I vehemently support swirlers because I worship Black women. My perspective is Black women are God, Black men are the prophet, and I am a believer. So I follow the prophet for the pleasure of God. This is how I feel. So on one hand, I have some pro-Blackisms that just won't die. And on the other hand, I'm just like, I care so much about Black women. I'm just like, go where you are celebrated. You have that right. And if these men can recognize God in front of them when they see it, then go get you some other believers, make some more disciples. Like, it's all good. I don't have a problem with it. But for it to be a kumbaya message, some of these women have done things that are so egregious, that are so like there are so many what does my stillborn have to do with any of this? What does JV's vagina have to do with any of this? What does the Cast Life's grandmother have to do with any of this? So you have these people with this base level character, and then it's like, oh, let's get together. How can we? It will be perpetual drama if people just don't separate. It's like, separate, keep your name out my mouth. Nothing has to happen. This is what happened to JV today. when somebody tried to dox her in Chrissy's chat that I did hear about because I am subscribed to JV. JV has had all this information and ammunition all this time, but she did not set it off like that, go off like that until something was done to her. JV, Cass, myself, we were all willing to walk away, handle things behind the scenes for so long. Now, they beat me in the process. I give that to them. They had a lot more patience. But by the time I had been called crazy and run out of the community, I was just like, no, I'm going to fight this fight. And I was literally like, if you're talking Harriet Beecher Stowe, like Uncle Tom's Cabin, the little woman who started the Great Big War, I was the first, like the ammunition for this great big war against B1, because I was the first person willing to say like these are fraudulent people and I can prove it. So you have these women, like, it just, here's the stereotype that I have, okay, from my dealings with these people. And I'm not, when I say stereotype, I want everybody to understand that there's an exception to every rule. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all the swirlers are innocent. I'm not saying all of the pro-blacks are pick-me's, but here's the deal. A lot of the women in the pro-black sector, they will pick and prod and say the worst kinds of things, whereas these swirlers are somewhere trying to renew their minds, trying to be feminine, trying to, you know, let go of whatever masculinity that happened to them in their lives as Black women. And you have this trash coming back at them, trying to pull them back into the same, like, JV is such a lady. But if the first time you listened to her was today, you would have thought that this was like, you know, freaking Mia X, Lady of Rage, something else. And it's just like, she has gotten herself out of that sector. She's done very well for herself. And it's just like, she doesn't want to be there. She doesn't want to be in that mindset. But it's like, we've been dragged into it. And these are people who you can't hold accountable. They will have panel after panel after panel called Who Gonna Check Me, Boo? After doxing so many people and saying that they are not doctors, the video is still up.
Okay, and I want to stop you right there because I'm going to get back around to everybody because I do need to get over to Miss J. And then after Miss J, I have Brown Becky. But Miss J, I'm going to ask you the same thing. Did you catch the live streams with over there at Cynthia G? And did you catch Chrissy and Crystalline K's live?
I was watching, because when I started watching Cynthia G's chat, she wasn't quite getting personal. Once she started getting personal and the rest of the stuff, I left. Because I just try to stay away from that kind of stuff. I watched a little bit of Chrissy's. I didn't watch any of Crystalline Carrison's yet. The only thing about this particular sector, which I've noticed because I've watched a long time before I ever said anything, you literally can't trust anybody in this sector telling them your personal life. Because 1 second they're friends with you, and the next second they'll put all your business out in the street.
Right.
And team up with other people. So that's the reason why, I mean, I'm cool with a lot of different people, but I don't tell anybody anything that can be identifiable to, you know, to myself, simply because, like you said, 1 minute you're cool with everybody, the next second they'll go and be on an 8-hour live stream telling everybody all of your stuff and even making up more stuff.
But
So,
let me stop you real quick because this I do have to address this comment from our Turban Live. Turban, nobody ever comes on my platform to smear anybody, and nobody's going to get smeared here. This is a conversation about the sisterhood, and this is with Black women and Black women only, and how we feel about the direction in which the sisterhood is going. And I'm using what happened today as an example. So nobody's being smeared here, by the way.
and I'm just talking about the B1 versus the divestment. It's always beef between these two groups, and they always, I shouldn't say everybody in it, but I'm saying overall these two groups are always having beefs, and the people in it can switch up from one moment to the next. I mean, there's a woman that I used to follow where she was heavily into divestment, and now she's super pro-Black, and she just goes off and on people who are swirling and everything. It's just that everybody switches up, you know. Sinji at one point in time used to be against swirlers. Now she was saying she open to people dating interracially. Now she looks like she's going back. It's just everybody in this sector, they keep going back and forth, back and forth. That's why I've just noticed, don't tell people your personal business, because you never know from 1 minute to the next who's going to be on what side. So you're risking having, you know, your life pretty much upended over some foolishness, because certain people just get into their feelings from one day to the next. So what Uppity is saying is very true. That happens to so many people.
And I
And
agree. You
apparently it's
know,
been going on for years.
I've been on here a number of years, and I've seen the people get doxxed. I've seen people
Yeah.
who were friends working with each other. They become enemies because of the doxing and all the rumors and back and forth. And speaking of rumors, you know what? Magic Singles, I see why Crystalline Harrison blocked you from her chat, because you're over here spreading rumors about Cynthia G that we don't know to be facts. See, we don't do that over here. Moderators, if he drops one more thing in this chat room, I'm going to need you to retract that statement out of this chat room, because we do not know if that is the truth or not. We're not over here spreading any type of rumors on other YouTubers over here in this chat room. But at any rate, let me go ahead and move over to Brown Becky. Brown Becky, how are you doing today, sister?
I'm all right. I'm on my way home, which is why I asked you how long you were going to be on for, so I could, switch to my laptop. Yeah, because I'm doing this on my phone right now.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. I do need to ask you the same question that I asked all the other ladies. Did you catch any of the live streams today? And how do you feel about the sisterhood and where it's standing between the divestors and the pro-Black women?
Cynthia G, I would have sworn her live stream was about something else, and it was a premiere. So I don't know what stream everybody else is talking about. CK stream, I came in late, but like you said, she's she wants everyone to get along, which we should. And of course, I was, I mod for Chrissy, so I was in her chat for pretty much the whole thing. Nyla did come in for a little bit, and then she left. I'll gather my thoughts on the rest, and then I'll come back.
Okay, yeah, because I that's what I was looking for. I was looking for your opinion on where the sisterhood is now. Do you have your opinion on where the sisterhood is now between the pro-Blacks and the divestment community? Do you think that we have any chance of actually coming together?
I'll get my thoughts together, and you can come back to me.
All right.
I mean, I personally don't see how it ever can come together. I mean, because the two groups believe in two completely different ideologies. I don't see how they ever come together. Now, can they stop beefing with each other and just accept the other person has separate views and just leave it at that? Hopefully that can come to that, but I don't think it's ever going to come together because they believe in completely different things.
But here's my thing. If you want to date outside the race or date interculturally or outside the culture, why should that matter to me as a pro-Black woman what the next woman is doing?
I agree, but I'm saying there are a lot of people in the pro-Black sector who don't believe that. And they heavily attack anybody who believes different. Like, I agree with what you're saying. One side shouldn't, what the other side does shouldn't affect you personally. But I'm just saying, from what I've observed, that's not what people actually do. They care deeply and they live to cause drama and to attack the other side. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. What happened to Uppity? She just dropped off. Okay, so I need to go back to Diamond Princess. Diamond Princess, Turban Live says the problem is that some women can't take criticism, so they take it personal, and that's the whole issue with this space. Do you think that Turban Live is correct in his assessment? Do you think that because we can't take criticism and we're heavily critical of each other, do you think that's probably the reason why we're so divided?
I agree, but
I
wouldn't
believe
really
so.
let men chime in here because let's be real, they're here for the fuckery. They're here to kiki and laugh. Like they're here for entertainment. So I wouldn't even take these dudes in your chat room seriously when it comes to this. Like we know why they're here.
and to cause drama. Whenever someone says you can't
Exactly.
take criticism, they're basically saying they want to disrespect you, and you're just supposed to sit there and take it. I don't even take nonsense like that seriously. There's a difference between critiquing and just being an asshole.
Okay, well, this is a black woman that says exactly, Faith, this whole over analysis is what is going to stop us from uniting. So this is not a black man saying this now. This is a black woman. And I happen to agree.
Yeah, we as black women, we are pretty much divided. We don't really support each other like that. But as black women, even if we have difference of opinion, we should still be able to get along, even though we have, even if we're pro-black, divested, or swirlers, because at the end of the day, we are black women and we go through the same thing when it comes to colorism, discrimination, and hair texturism. And this needs to be discussed more on our platform because we deal with this on a daily basis. Even though California has passed a law stating that nobody cannot discriminate because of hair textures, that still goes on because people still view you differently because you are a black woman, and we get the brunt of everybody's jokes. So as black women, we should put our differences behind us and support each other because we go through the same thing and have the same issues. No matter if we still in the black community, if we swirl or divested, we all go through the same issues.
Exactly. Exactly. Our issues are not going to change based off of who we're dating or who we're married to. And that's the whole point of it all. At the end of the day, even if you're married to a black man or if you're married to a white man, Hispanic man, somebody of a different culture, your black issues are not going to go away based off who you're married to. And that's the thing that kind of escapes me when I see this whole, hey, I'm over here, I'm repping for the divestment community, and you heifers over there, y'all are beneath us, and all this type of stuff. This is the thing that I couldn't understand when I first came onto YouTube, because I had a lot of women from the divestment community coming over to my channel when I was pro-black. And I admit, when I was pro-black, I was all for the black love and rah rah rah, and those swirlers over there. So I had my element of fuckery too when I first came on here. And it contributed to the division in the sisterhood because I had some pretty divisive talking points myself. And it wasn't until just this year that I had the epiphany that, hey, this is not just drawing a rift between black men and black women, but is creating a rift between black women and black women. And that's something that
There's
does
now,
need to be addressed.
but
Go
there are a
ahead,
lot of
Miss.
people in there are a lot of people in the divestment community, in the swirling community, they're attacking each other. They're supposedly on the same side. I had to drop several people from my subscribe list because they were just going in, like going back and forth, telling each other all their business, calling each other's names, talking about their hair, their skin tone. I was just like, wait a minute, this is supposed to be the side that doesn't have that kind of nonsense, and y'all doing it to each other. I can't even take you seriously. I just quietly just backed away from them, like, you know what? This is just. I think COVID's getting everybody. Everybody's just losing their minds.
I think so.
I
Miss
have
J.
to agree with Miss J on that because I had to unsubscribe from other people myself. I recently unsubscribed from a YouTuber that I thought she had the same ideas as, swirlers and divestors, but unfortunately, she, from what I heard, she was doxing everybody just to be petty.
Yeah.
So I had to leave her alone. And Miss J, I don't know if you know who I'm talking about, but She just doxed another YouTuber for no reason, and that's why I'm also subscribed to that YouTuber, and that's why I unsubscribed to her because of the petty mess that she
It's
did.
like, how are you? Yeah, it's like, how are you supposed to grow the message and get more people to like wake up to the nonsense that we're surrounded by when you're perpetuating it? I don't think they realize that they're just driving people away from them. And it's like I don't get it. It's stupid to
But
me. It's
but you
real
know what?
stupid.
One good thing came out of today on Chrissy's platform, and I would be remiss not to point it out. But you know Rashida Strober, the
Yeah.
first dark skinned activist. Now,
Hmm.
people have said that Chrissy has done this many times before, but I want the record to show that today I heard Chrissy say on her platform that Rashida Marie Strober is the original dark skinned activist and that she is the first person that she knew to come on any public platform and start, speaking out about darkism and colorism. This is the first time I actually heard her say that. And I thought that was pretty big of her. So, that's a step in the right direction. So I just wanted to acknowledge that here as well. But she did also say that on her platform. I know she said that she might take that video down. So because she said that she was going to take that video down, I wanted to make the acknowledgement here that I heard her say that on her platform. And I was really proud of her for doing so. I thought that
But
was really big of her.
one thing I find kind of silly is that so many people project on the Chrissy stuff that she's never even said. And they've been doing that to her for years. And I don't understand it. It's like, because I listen to her, and it's like you listen to other people who don't really follow her, and they say all sorts of dumb stuff that she's never even said. So I highly doubt that Chris, even from the beginning, said that she's the first person or the only person that does it. So I don't know.
No,
I mean, it's
I've
cool
never
that
heard her
I mean,
say
it's
it
cool
either.
that she's. I'm saying it's cool that she went ahead and said that Rashida's the first person, but I've never heard her say that she's the original one. That Chrissy herself is the original one. She's the first one, the only one, the main one. She's never claimed that. So I don't know why someone would get that impression that she's even put that out there, because that's not who
Well,
she's ever claimed to
that's
be.
the narrative that was put out there.
I know that's what I'm
By
saying. There's
who?
so
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying, but there's so many narratives about her, and it's just like I don't know where people keep getting that stuff from, because that's never what she's actually said. And I'm happy she put that out there, but she shouldn't even have to put that out there because she's never claimed that. And
But you
that's
know
why I
what?
have a hard time taking other people seriously.
Just for clarity's sake, because I'm glad that she was big enough to just go ahead and make that announcement. I'm just
Right.
going to put it out there here on this platform as well. We got 64 people in the chat room. Please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, subscribe to our Black Balance Network channel. We have a lot of great content over there as well. But there are two things that came out today. That was one of them. And here's the other thing that came out today. Now, Nyla and Cynthia were over on their platform, and they're under the impression that Crystalline and Chrissy over on their platform, they're preaching to Black women about divesting, and they don't think that divesting is necessarily the solution. This is what
Okay,
I get from listening to their content. So in
but to
listening
be
to,
honest, go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Divesting doesn't mean. I'm sorry. Divesting really doesn't mean swirling. It's just switching up your lifestyle and getting away from the people that is negative to you. So it's all about reinventing yourself. Let's just say, for instance, if I decided that I do not want to deal with drama anymore with, my friends, I'm going to cut them off because they add so much negativity to my positivity. And and if I want to better myself and I want to be around positive people, I have to get rid of the toxic people that are around me. So divesting really doesn't mean swirling. It's just saying that you're creating a new you and getting
Exactly.
away from the toxic that's in your
But I mean,
Exactly.
honestly, and I do listen to both Sinji and Nyla. I take them for what they are. But basically, I don't think the way they do things is the right way either. Because in my personal opinion, one side is constantly obsessing about what black men do. I don't think that's to the betterment of black women. You making video after video after video about criticizing them over the choices they make or with their own lives, what they have every right to go ahead and do, whether it's for the good or the bad. They have the right to go ahead and do that. I don't see why you keep obsessing about what they do over and over and over. And then the other side, they have so much individual drama going on with their personal lives and stuff they do. It's really hard to take seriously the judgments that they make on other people. It's like you got to look in the mirror and look at your own house before you start looking at everybody else. So, you know, I don't think the divestment community really needs to be focused or concerned about what they say. Just take it for what it is and move on. That's just me.
But can we move on? Because
Yeah,
it's
you can do
real,
it
it's
by ignoring
easier.
you can do it by ignoring them.
That's true. That's true.
That's all you can do.
But
Going back and forth with them is not going to do nothing.
we're talking about the collective here, and the collective doesn't seem to know how to mind their own business, and that's the problem that I have with women in general. With us in general, we're messy
Right.
besties. We're all in each
Yeah,
other's business.
I know.
Just like with
That is
Cynthia
true.
and Nala firing up that live stream and being messy, talking about Chrissy. They really, really talk down on Chrissy. So that's the reason why
Yeah.
I understand why Chrissy fired up her live stream and
Right.
defended her
And
sister.
she ignores a lot of stuff. I have to give her credit because they come after her for everything all the
Yeah,
time.
they,
And
they
she really ignores it.
they're always dropping Chrissy's name. And like I said, today was the first time in a long time Chrissy has addressed Cynthia. Cynthia's been coming for Chrissy quite a bit. And here's the thing: why are you being messy? Now, if you know that Chrissy is Crystalline's buddy, that's her friend, why are you going for her buddy and her friend? And then, when Crystalline fires up her live stream and says, okay, listen here, hon, I get what you're trying to say. I understand what you're trying to do. And I think you're a valuable person. But if you ain't coming with no solutions, then why are you complaining? That's basically what I got out of what Crystal and Harrison did on her live stream. She did it in a very classy way. She didn't say it as brazen as I just said it, but that's basically the bris of what I got from her. And then here's Cynthia down in her chat room. Oh no, Crystalline, I didn't talk about your daughter. I didn't say anything bad about you. I said you were beautiful, but I said you were beautiful. They're just starting stuff. But see, if you didn't want that beef, why are you beefing with her friend? Because you know she's going to come out and she's going to defend her friend. See, this is what I don't understand about Cynthia and Nyla. They start all this mess, and then later on they want to act like, I didn't do that. I'm a victim. Oh no, these people are just starting stuff. They're being messy.
But that's literally what their channel has turned into. that's 90% of what their channel is now. I mean, at some point in time, she had really good information, but it's like she's devolved into, and both of them really have just devolved into this. So if you're looking to like really get good information, you're not going to get it anymore from them. That's just what they like now. It's just they like the drama. I guess it gets the views, and it's just an easy topic to talk about,
And
and that's
and
pretty
and I
much what it
and I
is now.
and I agree with you, Miss J. I agree with you wholeheartedly because I used to listen to Cynthia. Okay, I thought Cynthia was so intelligent. I'm like, oh my God, this woman is intelligent. But then I started noticing other stuff. Like I started noticing maybe she biting off other people's content. Maybe she's not as original as I thought she was. You know, so And I started seeing that she was regurgitating the same stuff over and over again, repackaging it, and then putting it
That's
back out for her
literally,
audience.
yeah, that's literally all it is now.
Hey,
Yeah,
Who
didn't
did
I
they
they
mean, I
choose?
change
Every
can't.
that
time it's
stuff
the
out?
titles, it's like it's the same thing about who did they choose, what black men are doing with their dating choices, and it's like, okay, we get it. Like,
All right,
I mean,
Hey,
Godson, thank you for the $5 troll chat. I'm not gonna call it a super chat. I'm gonna call it a troll chat. But thank you. You know, I'll put that in my pocket and go and give me a Happy Meal.
Faith, can I say
but I
something?
mean, the way if you listen to her, you would think that 90% of black men are dating white women. That's all she talks about. It's like, come on, chick. Like, let's kind of, you know, pick a different topic at least once.
I
Like, damn.
I
Faith,
But hold
unsubscribed
on, hold on.
I
Before
from
you
wanted to ask
all,
you.
I
before you
unsubscribed.
all, before you all go on, I have to introduce a new person to the channel. What's up, Full Circle? You wanted to say something real quick?
Yeah, thank you, Faith. I'm listening to all the ladies. I shouldn't even be here. I just was just listening. So respect to all the ladies on the panel. From my observation, black men as well, the black women, we go through the same we go through the same thing that the black women are going through. Going back to Miss J's statement, and your question, Faith, like, can black women, can black men move forward? We're all connected, like we're tethered in some way, shape, or form, no matter how whoever our dating preference, whoever we prefer, whoever we're with, dating, marriage, we're all tethered. On the other note, when it comes down to about what's happening, like for example, in your case, Faith, I'm going to give an example. You have yourself, and let's say you're really, 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 really close to Miss J. Like we don't know how close. This is just social media. We don't even know from social media to the outside world. In order to get to you, and if I had a real, just speaking on some things, if I had a real dislike or dismay for you, Faith, I would go to Miss J just to get to you. And I don't know if you really saw that, or you probably do see it. You're not an ignorant person. Miss J is not an ignorant person. Diamond Princess, I'm not familiar with you, but I know for sure Miss J and Faith, you guys got some common sense. Y'all think with your heads. In order for me to get to you, and I really didn't like you, Faith, and even though you didn't do anything to me, I would go through Miss J to get to you. And that's just how it is. And I've been watching on the outer end. I don't watch a lot of ladies' channels as much. I used to back then just to pick up things when they would speak on things as far as black culture as a whole, the black community and what's going on with us and how we could do better and enhance ourselves. But I've been watching the messiness for a while. I used to really watch it, and then it got so messy. It got so bad that I had to divest myself. I had to take myself out of it because it was like, this is not good. But I'm seeing this from black women to black men just on social media, and black men do it as well. And I've watched black men do it, content creators. If I can't get to that person could have a hate for that person. They'll go through that person's friend and separate separate the two, even through a rumor, just drama. Black men can be messy too. It's not just black women. Black men can be messy. But I've watched it with black women, and I look at black men to say, look at the black men. This is crazy. They're just as bad as the black women. And I look at it on both ends. Like I said, if I was gonna get to you, Faith, I would go to Miss J, even if it came down to separating you, and you might have had a relationship since childhood for years, or just from social media, something so deep. But just to hurt you, I would go through Miss J just to get back at you, and I would start a shitstorm just to destroy and cause ruckus. You name it, Faith, that's what I would do. I mean, I'm saying I wouldn't do it, but I've seen it done. But strategically, that's what I would do. Just saying.
All right. Well, I
And,
thank you for coming up and
and
giving
also,
us
it
your
does get
opinion.
views. It does get views, so it basically just feeds the fire. But eventually, when you are constantly feeding the fire, the only thing that can keep the fire going is basically more things to burn. So everybody's going to end up getting burned down from it. So it's like, that's why you don't start huge fires, because eventually your shit's going to burn down too. And it's like, it can only go but so far. You know what I mean? This sector is never going to really grow if everybody's burning each other's shit down.
But
And
Miss
at
J, do
first
you
it's
realize?
funny.
Do you realize some people are willing to take that chance? I'm sorry for cutting you
I
off.
know.
They're willing
I
to take
see it.
that chance to
I see
destroy
it.
themselves and the ones that they might know that might be doing some good in the world. You know what I mean? Doing
I
just
see.
goodness. It doesn't
Yeah,
even
I
matter, Miss
see it.
J. Yep, you see it. I had to
I
bring that
see
out.
it.
Like, if they're willing to risk everything, everything just to take that chance. And it's not right, Faith, Diamond, Princess, and Miss J, but they're willing to take that at any cost. And that's sad.
There are people out here willing to literally risk jail in real life over some YouTube shit.
Absolutely.
That's
But here,
ridiculous.
not that we have Full Circle on here, he's the only man on this panel, by the way. I do want to ask you, what do you think about Cynthia G's who they choose, her talking points on what Black men are not doing as far as being leaders in the community, and also what Crystal and Kerrison says also, because they got together last month and they had a little powwow about it. And they talked about, what you guys are or are not doing. Do you agree that Black men should be doing more?
I believe I know that we could be doing a lot more. I will not say that we're not doing. We could do a lot more. We could be doing a lot better, but I will never go against my black men and say that we're not doing anything. According to them, in their eyes, they will say what they will say. If we can speak individually or as a collective, I've seen Black men try to fight it. Even when it comes down to Crystal Swirls, it's the back and forth, what we're doing, what we could be doing, or it's like it's always going to be proving something. It's like it's something that we have to be proving to these individuals, and we could be fighting it all day long. It's not going to go anywhere, because when it comes down to it, I look at it as hate. I don't look at it as faith educational. You know what I mean? At one point, it would be like, well, let me look at myself in the mirror. But if you're doing all that you can do, I'm not going to sit here and have to prove myself to either one of them. To say like, well, you know what I mean? Like, I got to step up and email and say, let me show you my receipts. Am I doing good for you now? Am I doing better for you now? I'm not even, I would never even go in that arena, because it's nothing to really prove. I know that we could be doing a lot more, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit back and jump on the bandwagon and say, yeah, you said it. Oh, you know what no, I'm not going to do that, because I know there's a lot of Black men that are doing the best they can. They're hitting brick walls. They have a lot of obstacles to climb, but at the same time, I'm not going to say that Black men aren't doing anything. So I can't really co-sign 100% on what they're saying. I would never do that. As a Black
one thing,
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say one thing that really grinds my gears, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. To what degree certain people on this platform make us look fucking stupid. You have these horrific camera angles where you have your face all up in the camera, all up close, saying all these really stupid things. You have these bad wig on, this horrible makeup on. You look really dumb. You're saying stupid shit too, and you sound crazy for hours on end, and then you have people co-signing this stuff. I'm like, if someone happened to they don't know anything about this sector, they just happen to drop in, click on a link, and see your video, you have pretty much ruined the entire sector in that person's eyes simply because you're mentally ill. And why people are co-signing this foolishness, this particular person who looks fucking insane, I will never know. Why are you subscribing to her? Why are you in her chat? Why are you watching her when she's literally burning down your image in front of everybody? Do you not understand that you should be like making her shadow ban, flagging her down, getting her off the YouTube streets? She makes us look stupid. Why don't people see that? Why don't Black women see how dumb she makes us look?
Because
she's
she
almost
has,
as bad
she
as
has the it factor. She's
no,
the
she doesn't.
chick. No, I'm
She
telling you
doesn't.
what they think. This is what they think. I know she doesn't, but this is what they think.
But the people who follow her, who think that, they themselves are mentally ill. I would never claim someone like that ever. Ever. I would never say this is someone I believe in. This is someone I'm going to follow. She speaks for me. She makes you look stupid. It's one thing, even if you wanted to say these inflammatory things, can you at least get like a high resolution camera, get a nice wig, a lipstick that fits your skin tone, and have a proper distance between the camera and your freaking face? Can you at least do that and then say the stupid things?
Oh, Miss J going in. Miss J going
No, I'm
in.
just saying every time, and then you have those thumbnail pictures of her video, and it's like literally out of. I mean, granted, you're not exactly a supermodel. I get it, but why you gotta pick that thumbnail to put up to represent your video? Oh my God! And you want to talk about swirling? Jesus Christ!
But here's the thing, Cynthia is still a black woman, and whatever
No,
I
I ain't
feel
talking
about
about. Yeah, I'm not talking about Cynthia. At least Cynthia can put on a lipstick that matches her, that looks relatively nice.
Oh, you talking about her friend? Oh, okay, my
Yeah, no,
bad. My bad.
no. I'm just saying it's like because with Cynthia G, at least she knows the proper camera angles. You know what I'm saying? She does different things, but she ain't up there looking completely stupid. This other chick looks dumb all the time. I have yet to see her not look dumb.
But you know what? She doesn't cam up anymore. I don't think she even cams up. Are we talking about the same person?
No, probably not. This person's always camming up.
Oh, wait a minute. Now I got to think.
I'm gonna say the name Crystal Swirls. I'll just say it.
Okay.
Okay. She looks ridiculous every time. It's hard to keep her.
I'm not familiar with Crystal Swirls. What is her content about?
The dumpster fire of her life, pretty much. Supposedly she's swirling. We're gonna leave that alone. I don't believe it, but I'm just saying that's the whole thing. She wants to basically have.
I think with Crystal Swirl, she does it on purpose. She doesn't, do it, just to look like that. She is supposed to be like
she has to do it on purpose.
I subscribe to her. I think she probably doesn't mean to embarrass Black women, but I get what you're saying because she does get a little bit out of control. But at the end of the day, I follow Crystal Swirls at the end of the day because I am subscribed to her. And I have talked to her before. She's a really down-to-earth person. It's just that when she gets on camera, she puts on a facade.
I'm saying it's a horrible facade. That's my whole point. You're putting out an image to the whole world, and that's the image you want to have.
Okay,
like
but
when you're speaking, I'm just saying
is she also spreading a narrative that pretty much divides Black women along this whole pro-Black and divestment line?
Yeah.
Is she doing that too?
I mean, but I'm saying, but that's par for the course. I mean, that you can't even. Almost everybody does that. Like I said, it's one side or the other. That part is par for the course. I'm saying the way she goes around it, she makes herself and everybody who's associated with that look dumb because literally she looks crazy. Now, people who are already on her side, they can agree with her because they already agree with, that kind of stuff. But I'm just saying the way she presents it, if you're just dropping in and you don't really know too much about it and you just watch her, she looks fucking insane. And I really wish that she would stop with those crazy camera angles, pick a wig and stick with it, and have an appropriate lipstick and stop putting these super close-ups on her face. Just look like you're not freaking crazy. So you can say crazy stuff because on YouTube, people say crazy things all the time. But don't look like you're absolutely fucking insane. And then say crazy stuff. And then want people to take you seriously. And then want to spread the message. Because you're not helping your side at all.
Okay. Crazy. Does anyone here think that Miss J doesn't like Crystal Swirls?
No, I'm just saying it's like, I'm sorry. She's, as someone who's in the divestment community, she's a horrible representative, a horrific representative. I'm sorry. She is. And I wish someone would tell her, please, for the love of God, Get a new camera phone.
But how is she a horrible representative besides what she looks like?
No, I'm saying if you literally look at her and watch her videos, she's horrible.
Like even her talking,
I can't really describe. No, I can't really describe to you properly. You just have to literally watch one of her videos and watch what she does, how she communicates her side. I'm telling you, the mental illness leaps out at you.
Okay, I have to just go over there and watch it for myself. But let me go ahead and welcome Brown
just
Becky.
watch her, and she. I'm sorry.
I will. I'll check her out. But let me go ahead and I'll welcome Brown Becky back onto the platform. What's up, sis?
Hey. All right. So to answer your previous question, I don't know. I don't really. I heard of this sisterhood term when I first came. When I first found Black YouTube, I didn't know what the hell that was. Now, I don't label anything a sisterhood because I don't think the Black community has a... Same thing with brotherhood. That just doesn't exist here. Sister or brotherhood, doesn't matter. It doesn't exist. So I don't use those labels. I agree with Ms. J as far as I think they can coexist, possibly, if they want to. But like Ms. J said, it's two different groups with two different ideologies. So it doesn't I don't see how they can come together. Can they coexist? Yes. But like she said, but like you asked earlier, why do they care what Black woman wants to expand her options? We don't know why, but it bothers them. Yeah. So I don't use the label sisterhood or whatever. I don't use labels, period. This divestment thing, I don't label myself as a divester, swirler. I just don't use that stuff. Growing up, it was just you date interracially, you date interracially. That's just it. There's no other term for it.
Right, and that's how it was when I was growing up. I didn't started seeing the hatred towards interracial dating until I got online.
Right. Okay. So I don't want to say I want to correct you, but I'll give this food for thought. I don't want to call it a sisterhood. It's pro-Black women channels versus pro-Blacks just in general. Because we can't say everyone in Chrissy's camp is a swirler. Same thing for Sin. You can't, like Chrissy, her man is Black, but she's still pro-Black woman. So everyone doesn't subscribe to that label of divester or swirler, and also divestment means something different to everybody too. It has different definitions. So
now, who is from the divestment community on here? Is anybody from the divestment community on this panel?
I am.
Okay, now is it offensive? Oh, so who said that? Who said that?
Diamond Princess said it, and I don't know who else said it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just Miss J and Diamond Princess from the divestment community. So I just want to make sure I'm not offending anyone. Is it offensive to say swirler to someone from the divestment community? So you guys refer to yourselves as swirler.
Well, no, just because you are part of the divestment community doesn't necessarily mean you are a swirler.
Exactly, which is what I'm trying to say.
But divestment people don't consider swirling an insult.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure and get that clear because I didn't want to, be stepping on anybody's toes, using terms and, making anybody uncomfortable.
No, the only thing we take offense to is like bedwitch. We don't like that kind of
when we as divestors, we date we choose to open up our options to other races of men outside of Black men, it doesn't mean that we hate Black men. We just open up our dating options to other races of men. Because we are, looking for that husband that is a provider and will have that family oriented trait that will look out for his family. It's nothing, it has nothing to do with us, wanting to hate Black men. We're just expanding, our option just like Black men are doing. Because if you be honest with yourself, Black men date out 10 times more than Black women. So if there's not enough Black women for every Black man, then Black women is gonna have to have a choice to date other races of men.
That's true. There really isn't enough men for the Black women that are looking for husbands. And that's one of the reasons why I changed my talking points earlier this year as well, because when I started crunching the numbers and I started really looking at the number of missing marriageable Black men and towards the number of marriageable Black women, there just isn't enough. Even if every marriageable Black man took a Black woman, there would still be a significant amount of Black women who would not have husbands. So for Black women, it is necessary. It is a necessity for us to expand our options. And expanding the options, as you both have said many, many times, doesn't mean excluding Black men. It can mean dating men from other cultures, as well as dating outside of the race. But we do need to expand the options. It's a must for Black women here in the United States. It's not like we're over in Africa and we got a 80-90% chance of finding who we want. It's not like that at all here for us here in the United States. And yes, the man sharing phenomenon is real.
Just because those women in Africa got a better chance of finding someone, that doesn't mean they're getting treated right, but that's a different story. Diamond Princess said something, I think, I'm trying to remember what she said in the beginning while she was talking. I think also divestment doesn't always have to do with, for some women, divesting is just a mindset. You can divest and, still date Black men. You just choose better. That's all. You just don't date bums, Black men that are bums. You date the Black men that do what they need to do for you. So again, it's not a one size fit all. A lot of people just dump a label onto everybody, and that's just not what it is.
And there's also a lot of people who are claiming to be divestment who aren't divested.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Like if you spend 50% or 70% or 80% of your time conversating or thinking about or obsessing about Black men, you're not divested. That's divestment.
True.
Basically means
the men do it here too, but they claim they don't care. So it goes both ways.
That's what I'm saying. The same exact. Yeah, you can go and date whoever you want. I don't even care. And then you have 8-hour live streams about Black women. Nigga, that's caring.
Exactly. I'm on Sin-K. Oh my God. CK side as far as like coming together, because these men on here, they're on code. We can learn from them.
They're on code when it's against Black women.
When I say they're on code,
they're not on code.
Let me finish so I can explain what I mean by on code. When I say on code, I mean, the SYSBM dudes and the dudes who encourage each other to open their options. They're not doing all this. That's what I mean by that, Ms. J. That's what I mean by on code.
Yeah. Right. So they're on code that we're horrible. They agree.
Right. They're not dragging each other the way you see, women like Nyla or Cynthia G who are more pro-black. Exactly. You don't see them doing that. So that's what I mean by on code. Like, I think we can learn from it,
Right, I agree. When it comes to the dating thing, they're not concerned one bit on keeping it black. That seems to be a black woman thing.
Exactly.
Right.
So,
but let me go ahead real quickly and introduce Rashid onto the stream. What's up, Rashid? What's going on, brother?
How you doing? Hi, ladies. I'm just sitting back, just listening, because I actually hear a lot of stuff. So I wanted to make a little comment, but I want to get more in detail and hear what you guys saying before I say something.
Okay, that's fine.
Now, I didn't get to watch all of JV's stream because I pretty much missed it. I was at work, just like with CK. I missed half of her stream. I didn't know somebody tried to dox her in Chrissy's live stream. I didn't see it. I don't know. I don't know if any other mod saw it. I don't know who the user was, so I can't get their name. Maybe I'll go back in the playback and check, but I
didn't see a dox, but I did see Nyla make do a super chat, and she mentioned JV, Desaline, and her other YouTube name, but both of those names are pretty common. I didn't see an actual dox though. I can't say that I did either.
Unless or maybe they mean someone tried to do it. I don't know. I have to go back and see. But that's messed up. Like I told CK, I mean, it's cool that Cynthia is seeing what women like CK and Chrissy is talking about as far as the fuckery, but she's straddling the fence. That's my issue with Cynthia G. She's straddling the fence too much. She doesn't just want to come out and say that she supports black women dating out. Now, CK's response to me about that was, I want Cyn to give us solutions, because she's not doing that. She doesn't want you to date out, but she's not giving you solutions either. So
okay, Mia. Wait, I'm sorry. Mia is saying that she did dox JV. Mia, can you tell us how she doxed JV and where did she dox her? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to see that too. Yeah, that's my issue with Cyn. I mean, she straddles the fence too much, and she just doesn't want to come out and say that she supports black women dating out. She'll say open your options, but that's all she'll say. So it's like you need to not pick a side, but it's like be consistent. Yes, she did say if black women go out at this point, she doesn't blame them. Okay, but on the flip side, you cannot come out and attack those same black women too, or have an issue with them. That doesn't make sense, which is what a lot of women in Chrissy's chat room was bringing up, aka fence straddling. She's hot and cold. She's not just straightforward in saying she supports it, because it sounds like that's what it is, but she just doesn't want to come out and say it. And that's what I don't like about Cyn. That's what I don't like. She flip-flops too much. One minute she supports it, the next minute she doesn't support it, and that's a problem. It's like, if you don't support it, don't talk about it, period.
But I'm just saying, do black women really need to have Cyn G support it in order to go out and do it?
No, but she's having the discussions though on her live stream, or when she's covering a story about black men and black women, and she won't come out and say it. She always wants to say, I don't support it, but I understand. How do you understand but you don't support it? Like, to me, that just doesn't make sense.
But I was just saying, if you're following Cyn G for that, I'm just saying by just her topics, she's obviously against interracial dating.
Right, she's still pro-black. We know.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, if you're divested, I follow her simply because of other things, but I don't consider her someone you go to for a divestment advice.
Well, I don't,
because obviously she's not. She's pro-black. She just
straddling the fence. That's just it.
She's not even straddling. She is pro-black. She's not even straddling.
But it sounds like to me.
No, I'm just saying she's just mad. She's mad at black men for dating white women. but she's
Right.
pro-black. She's not for interracial dating.
Right, Miss J, and that's the thing that I want to say, because I've never heard Cynthia G say that she's getting down on people for dating who they date. I have heard her say she can't tell you who to date, but she is pro-black. So you can't expect her to be like fully on your side if you do go outside the race. I mean, that would go against her being pro-black, wouldn't it? I'm just saying.
I mean, just recently, the past few months, she's basically kind of saying, okay, I can see why Black women would decide to open up their options.
Well, and there you go. That's my point.
That's pretty much it. But I'm saying she's still pro-black. She's not going to actively support, interracial dating. She's against it.
Everyone on the panel, can y'all hear me?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Now we didn't hear you earlier.
Miss Chantel, I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and introduce you. This Miss Chantel has come to the panel. How are you doing, sis? I'm sorry.
So I'm glad y'all got back around to that, because that's what I heard when I had first came in. You guys were talking about how Black men is doing what they do, and Black women should do what we need to do as well. And to me, this is just my perspective. I think that there's enough Black men and women to procreate and make a lot more Black people. But that's not what was happening here, for the simple fact that we are a beat down people mentally. We've been taught so much self-hate and all of this that's going on. The self-hatred it's infested the minds of our men. When a man is knocked down, what can you expect? The whole house fall. Okay, women ain't men, and we can't be women and men. So it's a whole lot of chaos among us. But the most important thing I'm trying to say is that our men are ruined. They are beat down. Therefore, they have this mentality of open-mindedness. Like, I can have anything I want. They don't even understand the concept of nation building or seeing themselves as a men, separated from other nations of men or other races and tribes of men. They don't see themselves like that. Something is going wrong in the mind. So with that being said, I'm not going to say there's not enough Black men. There's not enough Black women. I believe it is. I believe that we are targeted people. Our men is targeted daily and put in prison to continue the multi-billion-dollar prison system and jail system. Our men are targeted, and we got to remember that. We are targeted as Black women. I can't come up with a whole lot right now to show that we targeted, but we are also targeted. Our sons coming up are targeted. They have no fathers around. All of this comes from a racist system that's against Black people. So that's where I think the blame really lies. I don't think is a matter of, do we have enough Black men? Do we have enough Black women? I think we do. We're just a confused people that's been beat down, and we don't love each other no more.
I agree. But here's the thing, though, because Khadijah says that's basically Sin's thought process. She's not fence straddling or trying to tell anyone what to do. I do agree with that, but I don't agree with Cynthia is when she starts launching these personal attacks against people like she did with Chrissy today. I don't know what Chrissy's personal relationship status has to do with her talking points, and then you're naming her. So you're not even speaking in general. You're basically talking about this woman. You're talking about the fact that you don't see her as having a man, so she's not qualified to have an opinion on this situation. And, she's not the most reliable person to be a dating coach, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But then, people could say the same thing about Cynthia. You're sitting up here, you're telling Black women not to divest and that we're not going to be successful at it and all this type of stuff. But at the same time, people could say, okay, well, Cynthia, we heard that you became baby mama number 5 or 6 or whatever to Robert Perkins. You know what I'm saying? Even though she has denied it, but it's all hearsay, like Chrissy said in her live stream. How was she like? She doesn't like it when people dig into her personal life and get down and dirty into her personal life, but she does it to other people, and particularly to Chrissy all the time. And that's the problem that I have with her. The nasty attacks that we seem to like to do as Black women. We as Black women, we do each other the worst, I think. Now we sit up here and we talk about how black men talk about us, but I don't think nobody beats talking about us like us. We're very vicious as women.
I
Does
agree.
anybody have anything to say on that?
I agree to that. We,
No, so somebody's fiddling around with something. Okay, but let me go ahead and get back over to the brother here, Rashid. He's been just kind of hanging on the panel. Rashid, did you have anything that you want to add to the conversation?
Let me get out of this store real quick, then I'll go ahead and talk to you.
Okay, go ahead. All right, so back to the panel discussion, guys.
But I
So
think the main thing that we can do to stop it, because ultimately it's the people who watching it, who participate in it, that's fueling the fire. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, what these content creators are saying, especially what Chrissy has said, is that she's getting emails or people sending emails about her or saying so and so said this about you, and people behind the scenes are being very messy, and they're fueling these fights between these content creators. So ultimately, it's on the people watching it and participating in it who want it to happen, and that's why it keeps going on and on and on and on for years. So I don't really, other than the fact that we can stop participating in it, I don't see when this is ever going to stop. Because the content creators have changed, the years have changed, the friendships have changed, but the drama has stayed the same.
yeah, and what I don't understand is like when certain content creators are exposed for doxing, regular people, making people lose their jobs. There's a long line of offenses here that's coming out of that Cynthia G camp over there. And I
Yeah.
don't understand why we keep going over there and giving these people our views, our support, and our money. When I
Right.
saw that happening, I withdrew my money, my view, and my support because I'm not supporting people that hurt other Black people in that manner. Like, do we as
Right.
Black people even care about ourselves and other Black people enough that we set the standard and send a message that this is something that's unacceptable? Or, or is the drama just that addictive that we're just going to go ahead and support it anyway?
Right. That's one of the things I stopped doing, is like, because there are people I still subscribe to or people I still listen to, but when I see them going into that, I leave. Just don't continue giving them views for that particular stuff. Because there are people who say some good stuff besides the nonsense. So if you just don't support the nonsense when they do it on those particular things, maybe that when they see those views go down to the up, they will know, okay, maybe I need to stop doing this. Because they're clearly doing it for money and attention.
Clearly. And also, I
Clearly.
want to say shout out to Asia Pride for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. It is appreciated. Now, here's the thing too that I do want to bring to the forefront. Now, Crystal and Carrison did her live stream, and she's very elegant in how she expresses her disdain for a situation. I like how she does things. She's not, catty. She doesn't, go into beef mode or anything like that. I like how she likes to show and prove. Her lifestyle and her success speaks for itself. So she doesn't really have to go into that mode with anyone. She's pretty much successful business lady and well respected. And so my hat's off to her for how she handled it. However, you know, um, when you get people in your camp, and these are people that are in her own camp, her subscribers, even the people that she have given wrenches to on her channel, warning her, telling her, okay, these are people you don't want to get yourself entangled with. These are people that you might want to look into, because like even me, like I'm outside her camp. I've always stood alone and to myself. And I'm sitting over here, I'm trying to say, hey, sis, listen to your people. You might want to research, who you endorse before you go endorsing them. You might want to look into who you're teaming up with before you start collaborating with them, because they might drag you down into their dirt. And
Right.
that's basically what I see out of the Cynthia G and Nyla camp over there. It's just a bunch of nonsense. Now, if they could clean up their act, it would be a miracle. But with
Yeah,
lawsuits,
they seem to do it for a little bit, then they go right back to the foolishness.
yeah, yeah. And see, I just can't see Crystalline, teaming up with anything like that. I don't even think she's really going to want to be associated with that mess over there. And people thought I was trolling in her chat when I kept saying, hey, it's not about, trying to keep up a beef. I too think that the sisterhood, the divestment community, and the pro-black community need to get along. And I know that Cynthia is a representative of the pro-black community, but you might want to ease back from that. you know,
Yeah.
that might not be the one that you want to work with.
Yeah.
And
But
I
it's
even
like it's
saw Irene down there, cheerleading for the squad.
yeah. It just seems
Yeah.
just to
Can I
encompass so many different people. It's weird.
I like
can I
Sinji.
speak for a
I
minute?
just think that, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. I like Sinji, and she tells the truth about what she says, but I just don't understand um what is she, I don't get her purpose for doing it. Is she expecting black men to listen to her first of all, and to change, by because the way she approach it is more like a beat down, like, let me tell you who you really are, you sad pathetic piece of shit, you low grade of the planet.
Yeah,
It's
she's antagonizing them.
right, right. So if it was a different approach, I do think she would actually have a fan base of men, because she's very articulate, very smart. She would actually have a fan base if she came a little bit more lovingly, I guess. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe some men,
No, I agree.
yeah,
I
maybe
agree.
don't, all men don't understand that, because they kind of like whacked out, and that's something we have to realize, that like I say, our men is kind of, those men are, they have some issues going on in the head. They're not operating like other men. I haven't given it deeper thought than that. But my thing is that when it comes to Cynthia, like I said, I like her, but I don't understand what is she trying to get out of it. And I think that as a woman, it's so many lost young black girls out there who don't have family, who's like, they just lost, and some of them gonna come across a lot of this stuff online. They even looking to connect with other sisters some kind of way. And I think we need to be more building sisterhood. You know what I mean? Different
Yeah.
sisterhood. All of us don't have to be in one sisterhood, because we might not be vibing on the same thing. I'm not into well, let's just do white men or Asian men, because I believe men is men. All of them is jackasses. They may move different and think different, but they all jackasses and they all cheaters to me, to be honest. But I'm not on that. So, I may not vibe with women who think that way. You know what I mean? Even though I respect how they feel, I may not vibe with that. But I think that we should be having sisterhoods to build us up more, because we are gorgeous women, and we can really change things if we learn how to have love and respect for each other. I'm done.
All
Can I
Yeah,
right.
say something?
I agree.
Can I say
Go
something
ahead.
now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Basically, our space is more similar to y'all's as well. We have our issues over there. And like I say, I straddle both sides of the fence because, I'm married. And for me to get an opinion on how you women think and how most of the men think as well, because there's a lot of men in our space that have this narrative that they push amongst the young guys. And like I tell most of the guys, I explained to some guys today. I said the things that you talk about these women, not all women are bad. Majority of them, they have their issues just like the men have their issues. But the point of it is we're in a broken society to where they're teaching us to go against each other to break down the family. So in the end, we're never going to have a structured family if we can't come together. It's always everybody's pointing the finger and nobody wants to take fault. When it comes down to the men, we want to lead, and this whole word of submissiveness gets women riled up. Like I tell men, I said, if a woman comes submissive to you, what are you willing to do? Like Art and Star had a channel where he asked a couple of guys and they all froze up. And I explained to him when I jumped on there, I said, they're going to cheat on those women that be submissive to them. I say, because in the end, I know women that are so submissive to men that they think if I cheat, she'll understand. I say, but most of the men are not ready for those type of relationships. Even with most women, if they find a good man, they're not ready for that type of relationship. That's why most women that get good men and they end up cheating and say, I should have never did that and I messed up. I had a good man and now they're going from man to man is treating them wrong or doing so. It's because when they have those good people in their life, instead of cherishing them or trying to slow down and figure out what's going on, because you have some women that influence. I had knew a lady, she was with a guy. The guy was an okay dude. He wasn't all that to where, he would talk. I knew the guy would talk to women most of the time, but it was nothing like physical. He, try to talk to him in a sense. That was his thing. I couldn't, I don't rock what he did. But in the end, the lady, instead of her staying with the guy because she knew what he was doing, because she walked into that whole thing, she knew, she seen him do it several times, but she rocked with him. But then one instance, she had like other women that were single and they had bad relationships telling the old girl, I wouldn't do this or this ain't no good thing and he don't do this for you. Talked her out of a relationship. And when she got her man, she basically started preaching to her, oh, it's so good to be in a relationship. Now this girl, she broke up a good relationship with a guy and it took her a minute to find a guy, but she never found that same type of relationship she walked out on, and she regretted it to this day. She, what I'm saying? I talked to her about it. She's cool about it, but I can tell she regrets that relationship that she had was better than the one she's been dealing with previously. And it's sad to say when it comes to our culture, we don't ever want to see nobody happy. Even with this whole thing that y'all talking about with Cynthia, if she's not going with y'all narrative, like you say, don't support her. It's a lot of guys in the space. I don't look at their channel. I don't support them. It's a lot of guys I've unsubscribed from and went back to when I seen the whole narrative of them change. Somebody had to tell them that what you're doing and what you're saying is not right. Sometimes I don't want to be the one, but if I have to, I told certain guys that, hey, nobody wants to hear this. Then there's certain people I let them go along their way because some people get to the point of to a point of self-destruction to where you can't bring them back from there. You have these guys that have been tarnished by women time after time and this whole red pill thing. Like I tell guys, everybody believe because a guy in rage and all this is red pill. They've only bitten the pill. They haven't took the pill because they know that things are being done to them and they starting to realize it. They get misguided by it, but they haven't took the pill all the way. Most of these guys, a good woman or just even a woman comes their way and show them any type of attention, they're going back to the other side. So I tell most women and I tell most of the men, we have to work together. I told the guys earlier today, it's gonna be hard for you to find that right woman because there's not a lot of women in this group right here. You might have certain women in this group that are just to the point of being worthy of a man. But the point of it is, where are you gonna find that good guy from? It's gonna be hard. Like I told my friends, it took me a while, but I got married. I've been married 13 years. Marriage takes work. Nobody wants to put in the work. And a lot of guys are afraid that when they marry a woman, they hear these horror stories how women sit there and want to have a new life and leave them. So, when you have these women have these midlife crises, or better yet, even a dude to the point where they want to leave, it's like, what man wants to walk into a relationship knowing it's not going to work? Same thing. What woman picks a guy that is not good for you, but the point of it is you got that urge to where you need love. Don't pick this guy if he's not on your caliber. Don't pick this guy if he's not for you. So just like I heard BGS say it one time, he said if all women stop dating these black men, they have other options to go out there and pick other women. But if all the women that get collective start only picking men that are on point, it makes these guys want to change their standards. Same thing with these men. If they're only picking women that's of a standard caliber, it makes these women step up their game. That's on both ends. We to the point where women are picking men, not picking these guys that, most of the guys you hear about these women that pick these guys with no job, and then you want to change him. You're not his mom. You're a woman that's trying to be in a relationship with him. When you try to change these guys, oh, he's going through some issues, I'm gonna try to help him work. No, I wouldn't even encourage my daughter to do that. Don't pick no guy that don't have no job. Don't pick that guy that don't have nothing planned for his future. If you don't want that on your daughters, why would you want that for yourself? Oh, I'm lonely. I just find girl groups. Get together, y'all work out, y'all show each other things, working out. Like I get on guys about working out. Sisters encouraging sisters to work out. They always talk about the obesity in the black community. It's not just on the women's end, it's on the men end too. I tell most of the guys, I say, how you expect to get a woman of a certain caliber and look at the way you look? Look at the way you dress. So it goes both ways. We all have to work together. And even if you want to date out, so be it. My thing is find your happiness. That's all I try to encourage people to do. You might not have that person in your community that wants to be with you. But the point of it is just finding your happiness. That's the key, you know. And that's all I have to say about that.
All right. Well, thank you so much, brother Rashid. Well said. Does anybody want to respond to what Rashida said?
I do.
Okay, go ahead. Who is that? Full circle?
Yes, yes, it is.
All right,
Thank
go
you,
ahead,
Faith.
brother.
Okay, so here we go. I get what Rashid is saying. Totally, I agree with what he's saying. And we've heard it all before. We've heard that what Rashid has just spoke of before. It's easier said than done, Faith. Let's say, for example, going off of what Rashid said, if you have a small town, any little town, depending on the neighborhood, the area, the environment, when it comes to selections, it's not as easy for Black women or Black men. Let's give Black women, for example. Black women should make the best choices. You've heard it before. Best choices. Don't make the choices with the multiple baby daddies and when he's on like that picture you put out, that news, the one with the cat on the bed. Remember playing the video games? That was funny. The Did you put that out there? You did. He was on the inflatable mattress and he was playing video games and probably was going to go out and do his thing.
Oh
You put
yeah,
that on the
yeah.
community tab. That was cute.
The community tab.
That
Yeah,
was
I
the
did put that
the
out.
funniest thing I've seen, and that's a fact. You have some that aren't able, Black women, to branch out, to take a flight, to go and not even divest, to go to another state or city, let alone out of the country. So there are a lot of Black women, and I'm not down in Black women for this. Their choices are slim, and that's on both ends. But for Black women, it's slim. They choose what's pretty much in their city or in their county. They're doing the best they can with the choices they make. Now, we can sit back and chastise them. We're not their fathers or mothers. You're not their mothers, for some of these Black women, but the choices are slim. What's a crazy, Faith, is that we got social media. Social media has opened up a lot of eyes when it comes down to Black men and Black women. We've seen it virtually with our eyes. We've seen it from social media, which has it been a hindrance? Has it been a handicap? Has it been a crutch for us, Faith? It's been crazy. Social media has added on to this mess. It's like some things we hadn't even seen until we saw social media. You could just go off of like, oh, she married somebody and ended up with a baby daddy that didn't have a job or left her, and that's it for that. Now with social media, it's branched out. We're not able to just see it in our neighborhoods or down the street. We're seeing examples of it. We're seeing it from newsletters, news articles. You yourself, Faith, others on this panel are giving examples. Social media has spread all of this out. And then it has you go back in your own mind and think to yourself, is this really how it is? Yes, it is. So when you have the ones like Cynthia G and you have Crystal and Kerrison to get out their message, and it's like you said, Faith, how could you donate and support that? This and the other. Social media has helped this. Social media is a lot to blame for this, to put the message out there. And so the ones that I've mentioned, they've taken it and run rampant with it. They know that it hurts. They know the hate behind it. They know that it even destroys. It's destructive. But at the same time, it's like, okay, who do you really blame? Who do you really blame when you look at it at the end of the day? Do you sit there in your neighborhood or your county or your city, or do you branch out? Do you sit back and say, enough of this mess? I'm gonna do what I gotta do, pretty much when it comes to swirling or divesting, and make the best choices? Or do you settle and say, you know what, I'll take Tyrone because that's all I got? You could talk about the weight, the hair, the makeup, your looks, or do you try to improve and pull yourself up and say, and that goes for Black men as well, and say, you know what, I'm not going to take it. I'm going to do what's best for me. No matter whoever criticizes me and talks about me, I'm going to do what's best for me at the end of the day, because it's all being shown. We see it. We can't hide it anymore. It's almost like Faith biting the apple, Eve. Our eyes are open now to everything. Everything has been exposed. Some things we should have never even seen, Faith, but it's here now. So what do? Do we sit back and mourn and cry about it? Or do we sit back or point the finger? I got to point the finger at Miss J, Miss Chantel, you Faith, you Rashid. No, you sit back at the end of the day and say, well, you figure out what you want. Is it your happiness? What is it? What does it take? And what is it going to take for you to achieve it? What does it all mean? What does it come down to? So that's just my take on what Rashid was saying. That's how I look at it. If it means anything. Yeah.
No. I appreciate you sharing your perspective. Like I said, it's good to get different perspectives on the conversations. So I do appreciate you and Rashid coming on here and just rendering your voices. Hold on a second. Who is Neophyte Bokur Tourist? Anybody know who that is? Because I'm familiar with Full Circle and Rashid, but I don't know who this is. Anybody know who this is?
Nope, I don't know who that is. Probably be a troll.
No, I don't
Are
either.
they
I
trying?
never seen it.
Are they? Thank you. Are they trying to come up?
Yeah, they're trying to come up, but I only let people up who I've seen before on YouTube. Like I've seen all of you before on YouTube, but I've never seen this person. So
Yeah, that's what we
I
normally
haven't
do.
even seen you. Yeah, I haven't seen this person even in the chat room. So yeah, I can't let you up, my man. Sorry about that.
Hey, Faith, sorry about that. Something else I wanted to add on to, I think it was either Miss J or Miss Chantel. I just want to jump in real quick on this other part. This is just my take. If Cynthia G was to act nicer with her approach, this is just me personally, I don't think it would change anything, Faith. I know it was like I thought maybe I misheard. If she was just to change the way she came across Black men with the whole coming after Black men, would this change their thinking process to do better, to be builders, start creating, I don't think so, because there'll be others, not just Cynthia G, there'll be others. And when I say this is damaging, Black women are taking it in. They're taking it in, not like a cult. There's all types of cults. And I'm just saying, not that Cynthia G is a cult, just from YouTube alone. She has a great following. Crystal and Chrissy have great followings. Nyla, they all have great followings. It's the message. If anything happens, if it's all said and done, once they get that message out there, they say cut off one head, another one will grow. It's the same thing. These Black women followers are following these Black women, depending on the message. If anything was to ever happen to any one of these ladies, good or bad, not in a bad way, not in a terrible way, let's say if they left YouTube, it'll be another Black woman popping up with that same message, no matter how put out there, that will spread the same message. As far as Black men, you needed it doesn't matter how
Same thing with
nice
Black
you
men,
put it.
sir. Same
Go
thing
ahead.
with Black men.
No. Yeah, I know that. I just said that it's the same thing. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you
Okay,
said,
so
by the way, you said Black women had slim pickings. Like, what do you
No,
mean?
no, no. I never said they had slim pickings. I never said y'all had slim pickings. No, I never said that. But go ahead. I
Choice
don't recall myself saying that.
or something like that? No.
Wait, say it
No,
again.
no, I kind of recall him saying that
Well,
Black
he was saying
women, when
you
it
guys.
comes to, hold
He
on
was
a
saying your
second, I'm
options.
talking. Excuse
Okay,
me.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He said that Black women, when it comes to our options, we have slim pickings, depending on what location that we're in.
Mm.
No. I said if you're let me go back. If some Black women are in that town, depending on I mentioned like It didn't have to just be St. Louis. It could be any place. If they have slim, I didn't even say slim pickings. If their choices are small when it comes to the Tyrones or the type of men, it's kind of hard. If they haven't branched out, if they don't know anything else except for that small town that they live in, and the chances are that they might pick whatever's best for them in that particular town. And I can go there when it comes down, and I don't want to go there with that six-figure man. Very rarely for Black women, because that's the hype of the town, the hype of the talk these days. High value, high value, high value. Well, check this out. Newsflash. Some of these towns don't have those high value type of men, which is why I put the statement out there. Some of these small towns that Black women live in, it doesn't have to be, and I'll throw it out there, Mississippi, Alabama, some of these towns in the South. Don't you know that some of these same Black women have high hopes too? I'm sure they want the best of the best, but they don't have a chance to get the best of the best. So let's be realistic. Some of those Black
Okay,
women.
well, full circle, I have to stop you there because now Khadijah makes a real good point down here in the chat. She
Okay.
said that Sin, Paris, Chrissy all used to advocate and support Black men. And they said that they got trolled so bad by Black men that they stopped. And see, this is something similar to what Jamila Lemieux said when she said that Black men are not interested in building their community or, being leaders or any of that. They just want to carve out their little niche in white society and be accepted. And they just they don't care. They don't care if Black women are dragged or not being treated fairly in the process. As long as they're getting good treatment, they don't care how Black women are being treated.
Okay, so Faith, let me add this in there. Now, you mentioned a couple of names. I myself mentioned a couple of names, which made the person in the chat mention the names. So let's start with Cynthia G. Cynthia G, I recall this. This is back then. I was traveling somewhere. I must have been in Detroit or Minnesota, just hanging out. And I remember I put something in Cynthia G's chat when I first came across Cynthia G. And Cynthia G used to be, as we all remember, Cynthia G going way back then in Seattle, Washington. Cynthia G used to go after the white man, the Caucasian, the cave beast. I think we all recall that. Out of nowhere, Faith, and all, if you can remember this going back, she did a 360, total 360 on everyone. She was pretty much advocating, as you mentioned, and I do agree, for the Black man. She flips around all of a sudden out of nowhere. Now, rumor has it that when it came to the cave beast or the white man, they started coming after Cynthia G after they started to get word of how she was putting the message out there. All of a sudden, she flips around. Now, can we put that blame on the Black man? I'm just asking. But we
can because in real time, because I didn't see any white men going into Cynthia G's chat room talking about her hair weave, talking about her makeup, talking about her body, her looks, and all of this other stuff. That was mostly Black men doing that.
Okay, so Faith, but I do recall Cynthia G had a corporate job at the time. If we're going to go way back, let's go way back. Cynthia G had a corporate job. As she had a corporate job, she used to do her YouTube streams in her vehicle. This is going way back. And she was advocating for the Black man and was nothing but about white men. White men, the cave beast, the cave beast, the cave beast. All of a sudden you look up and it came to word that maybe someone out there, and now let's be honest, when you're a YouTuber or content creator, people can easily find you. This is worldwide when it comes to YouTube. Somewhere in there, like you said, I agree, not white men were going in the chats, regardless if they was or they wasn't. Something got to Cynthia G that she flipped the script. And when she flipped the script, a lot of Black men, Black women as well, were sitting back saying, well, what the heck is this? Definitely Black men. Like, what's going on? So when it comes down to it, Faith, why is it like that? I didn't go down the road with Paris and the rest of them. Why is it when Black women are advocating for Black men and they're on the other side, then all of a sudden something happens and they just switch up? Why is that?
But
they got attacked. They got attacked.
Can I say something?
Right.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I used to be pro-Black 2 years ago. I used to advocate, for Black Lives Matter and Black men. But when I see on YouTube where Black men are bashing Black women online, talking about our hair, our makeup, and whatnot, and then they turn around, they said that they pull Black, but they're dating white women. It kind of, to me, came a problem to me, because you're saying that you don't like the white men, male white supremacy and blah blah blah, but you turn around and you date the white woman, it's kind of like, okay, so are you for white people? Are you against white people? Because it was kind of confusing to me. How can you advocate against something where you are dating their counterpart? And that's what took me back, away from the pro-black, is because there's a lot of hypocrisy going on within that community, and I had to step away from that. And it was mostly because mostly because of black men, because they're the ones that that we're advocating for when they get shot by the police.
Okay, so
And
let
then
me
they
throw
turn their backs on us and they stab us in the back when we advocate and go out the streets for you guys.
What's this
So what?
conversation
So what
about?
actually made Cynthia
What's
G
this
change?
conversation
Because I'm
about?
going to say this because Cynthia G has relatives that do date out. They do date interracially. She'll admit that in a minute. So that's kind of crazy. And like someone put up in the chat, Cynthia G has the right to change her mind. She can do just like any of us can change our minds, and it does happen. I do see the hypocrisy in many cases, but at the same time, she does have family members that date interracially. I'm still trying to figure out what really made her, regardless
Why
of
do
black
we
men
give a fuck about Cynthia G? Why do we give a fuck about her? Why do we care about her?
Here's the thing. It's the same reason why I switch up my narrative. Hey, why I switch
Okay,
up my
well, hold
narrative.
on. Let me real quick introduce the BMT into the chat. What's up, BMT? What you got to say now?
Yeah, listen, man. I don't give a shit about no goddamn YouTuber or any of that damn shit that they babble about. Like, that's their business. If whoever they sleeping, sucking, fucking, doing whatever they do, that's their business. I don't know why people are so vested in what somebody. That's not your woman, or that's not your man. Like, that's the problem. People think they can control people by, well, they have talking point. Okay, so they might find somebody that's going to follow them. I've been on YouTube for a long time, man. People say things all the time. People attack people just to attack people. I've been attacked and doxxed by women. So honestly, like I said, the pro black hustle that I see on these channels is very funny. It's very funny. People only talk that until they only. Sometimes I only see people become pro black is when they fail at something. Then they say, "Well, I'm gonna go back to black people and let them get in with them." Then after that, I'm gonna go back to my old hustle when I get my funds back up. I don't. Nobody cares about these kind
Well,
of things.
but
They're
BMT,
not
you
that big
wasn't
of a deal.
here at the beginning, but
Right,
it
you
started
came in
out
on the part on half or the end of the part. That's not what
right.
was
Yeah.
being spoken.
We
But
started talking about the sisterhood because the sisterhood is divided between the pro-black women going against the divested women, and there was a big blow up today between Cynthia G and Nyla and
that's always
Chrissy.
been.
Yeah. And
Listen.
so
That's always
we
been.
were we were talking about, whether or not the sisterhood can be repaired, and then it just kind of
No,
evolved into this conversation.
no, it cannot be. Listen, it's always been like that. Y'all gotta understand, this is nothing more than just a business. We're cool so long as our shit align. But after you cross me or you say something that goes against my ideologies or my man or the way how I breed or whatever I do, then guess what? They're gonna turn on you. I watch them turn on men. I watch them turn on their community. The sisterhood has never been fully functional. It ain't never going to be fully functional. It's never been a monolith. Y'all fool yourself to think women truly work together. They only just collab until a convenience, until they can get on step on the other one's neck. They don't work together. Women just do something just to get ahead of a man. Women, the one common enemy that they know to do is that man. Hey, we work together to beat that man until we have to fuck with each other. That's just how some of these women think. They ain't never been no sisterhood. There never will be a sisterhood. They don't work together like that. I tell you, they'll be friends today, talk shit about each other before the sun set. So ain't no damn sisterhood like that. They ain't. Like I said, I'm not surprised. They do that every time. Some of these girls are B1, then they go to goddamn Divest, then they go sis W, whatever the hell they believe in. Then they'll go to their BGS old dumbass old people, and then they'll come right back here and say, "Oh man, I turned my ways and I want to be able to talk with men and women," and then they'll go right back to I'm pro-black. Like niggas go in a whole full circle. There's no change. That's just the cycle. You just get passed around. So I don't know why y'all don't. I don't know why y'all take them serious. Like,
Faith, can I say this? I'm going to say this,
But
that a portion of what BMT said is correct, but the other portion, I'm going to have to go in another direction. And I know this is way off the charts, and it is business, but I'm going to give an example. You got Fox Soul. You got those four ladies that are on Fox Soul. You can call it a business. They work well together. Some might be out of pocket sometimes, but they do work well together. It is possible in some cases, not all, that Black women can work together. No different from Black men. We have this thing, this look, even with outer people on the outer end, that we can never get together, we can't work together, and that's how it is in this world from the outside. Even within, it's the facts. We keep falling within that same mindset that we just cannot do it, and that's hurting us so bad to where it's like we're now believing it to the heart and the core that we just can't get along. We just can't work together. And it's even to the point that even Black men and Black women, we just can't do it. So then we got to branch out. So I get what BMT is saying, but on the other end, I'm giving pushback to say no, because I know we can. And it's not just based on faith. It is possible. We keep following behind that whole talk. No, we just can't. We just can't. We just can't. But we definitely can. And if you keep talking it and preaching it and saying it, it's definitely going to come to fruition, and it has come to fruition, because now we fall for it to where we can't even do it, to where we're at a point to where we even hate each other. Like
full
right now
circle.
we're working together.
Well,
All
well,
the
hold on, both of y'all,
This is the
BMT and
art of
Full
women.
Circle.
Go
Wait a minute,
ahead.
BMT. I think that the sisterhood isn't tight because we're, like someone said in the chat, we are fighting over you guys.
Shit, no. Hell no.
no, that's
You-
no.
Mm.
no,
Uh,
no, we not. Y'all
Okay,
fighting over
you
and
gonna
the
blame the
ladies,
sisterhood
hold on,
over?
hold on. I need the ladies on the panel. Am I
shit.
right? Am I on to something? The
Hell,
sisterhood is
Yeah,
not tight because of basically them, right?
Somebody
that is
said
true.
hell.
Who's them?
who? I know it ain't my black ass. Who the fuck y'all? Who y'all
They're
talking
fighting over the attention and affection of dudes.
Is that
about?
really
No, they're
true?
not.
That's what
So,
they're doing.
so you mean to tell me that those two women got into it because of men, or was
Fuck
it
no.
because of their egos?
Well, I feel honored.
No,
Yeah, I do
no.
too.
Listen,
Because I want to speak on that lady earlier when she was
no
talking
damn.
about
Ain't
a
no y'all ain't fighting
situation
over no black man.
where
Shit.
she was on a panel and the guys were coming at her. My thing is, a lot of people, just like what Cynthia G, you guys were talking about, vet these channels before you actually go on there. Actually listen a couple of times before you start making comments and joining the panels. Now, if she would have sit there and seen how those men talk to women or talk about women, why would you even join those panels? Those dudes don't have your best interest. Only thing these guys are doing on those panels are bashing these women, and you come on there trying to be the peacemaker within that group, and you don't say what they want to hear. Of course, they're gonna call you name. Even the guys that you go on channels, you can be the most nice, pleasant woman, say everything to what they want. You're gonna have a certain man in here saying, "Why is she here? Get out of here," and start cussing and clowning at you. That's how most of these guys are. They get to the point where, like I said, they get in that anger because of what a certain woman has done to them, and that's why they have these emotions come out in these conversations. Now, you can say I was over there trying to be the peacemaker, this and that. A lot of those guys over there, when they made up their mind, they don't want to hear no peace. They want blood. You got to understand, some of these guys have been mistreated by their mothers. Some of these women have done them so completely wrong, slept with their best friend. You know how much nerve you have to take order not to do something to. Like I
But
even told my wife,
that goes back to what we were saying. We're fighting over you.
you're
Nah,
that's
no,
what I'm trying to see. You're not
no,
fighting over
no.
us. This situation that you had with Cynthia G, this is an ego thing. One ego against another ego, and it gets to a point where I don't like what you're saying, I don't like what you're doing. It's not about the men. See, you guys are promoting this. Oh, one needs to stay with the black man, one needs to leave the black man. In the end, do what you want. All these
I
people, like I told these people the other day, everybody on YouTube try to give a narrative to one's life. In the end, if YouTube and social media wasn't around, how did you live your life? You're gonna let somebody on YouTube. So somebody on YouTube's telling me how bad women are. I'm gonna go in my house, tell my wife I'm divorcing her, I'm leaving her, and I'm taking my kids, and I'm this and that, because that's what most of the guys in the ministry say. Be a man, this and that. No, I'm not doing that. Take everything with a grain of salt. Like they always say, you eat the meat, you throw away the bones. Don't sit here and say that, oh, we're doing this for the men. No, you're not doing this for the men, because when it gets on this YouTube streets, when you're talking about the sisterhood, if it's supposed to be a sisterhood, you're arguing amongst yourself. See, the same thing that's going on in the man space right now, because BGS said it, that supposed to be the quote unquote gender war is over between the men and women. And he said in the end, most of the men are on here just arguing and fighting with themselves, just like the women are doing on their side. We're not over there talking about y'all women and getting mad and fighting with each other over women. If a guy say he wants to be with a woman, cool. You're a simp. Let him go. If a man say he don't want to be with a woman, cool. You it more. Do your thing. If we argue, we're arguing about issues. We're arguing about topics. The same thing that your women are arguing about. And now you want to slide, but it all goes back to the men. No, don't do that.
And going off of that note, and you have someone like Cynthia G that throws out Dusties. She's a big advocate of the Dusties. It pretty much came from her, the Dusty. So as far as fighting over the men, Faith, fighting over the Dusties, let alone the ones who have already left and decided to divest themselves and go in another direction, overall in general. So do you honestly think that it's fighting over the Dusties or the men that have already gone and made up their minds? To be honest, this is amongst themselves. This fight is amongst them, along with ego and pride. Not pretty much.
Okay, well, let me ask the ladies on the panel. Do you guys agree that this is us fighting amongst ourselves and it's our ego, or do you think it's us fighting over these men, or do you think it's a little bit of both? And I'm going to start off first with Diamond Princess.
Can you pass it on to somebody else, please?
Yeah. Go ahead, mute. Miss J, go ahead.
Well, I mean, the whole point about the divestment community and pro-black is whether or not the black women should only date black men or open up their options to other people. That's the main argument. So, I don't know what else to tell these two, but that's pretty much what the main fight is.
Yeah, once again, men is in the picture, so.
That's the main thing. They're not fighting over hairstyles. They're not fighting over,
makeup,
what kind of clothes to wear and music. They're fighting over dating choices. 90% of what Sinji talks about is black men. So, yeah.
And 90% of what Crystal and Harrison and Chrissy talk about is how to get a man, and that we need to expand our options from black men.
Yeah. I mean, Kevin Samuels is getting hella rich off of black women and high value men.
So, but he ain't got no woman. He gay.
I'm just talking about what this part of the YouTube streets is. I don't know what to tell you, sweetie, but that's what it's about over here.
A lot of these dudes are sus, and they be listening to their daddies and shit. And women, they just like, damn, I didn't get that one. I didn't get the dude I wanted. So, shit, I know quite a few ladies that are they bisexual, but I ain't gonna call them out. But live your true babies, But I agree with you.
But I mean, but it doesn't change the fact that's pretty much what this whole sector is about.
Okay, so let's go off of what you just said, BMT and Ms. J. With all this discussion, all this money being raised, BMT brought up Kevin Samuels. Like, let's exclude him, but let's go back to Cynthia G. Chrissy has a man. She has a black man. That was in the beginning of the discussion. You have Crystal and Harrison. She's with a white man. If she's still married to him or not, I don't know what's going on at this point. She's doing her thing. You got Cynthia G. Out of all this talk and all this support, she's never jumped up and said, I got one, y'all. I got that man that I've been preaching and talking about and been coming after y'all about. I got one right here. I've never heard her speak on it. With all this
So we're not talking about what
discussion,
they're doing in their personal lives. We're talking about what the channel's discussions are about.
I get it, but when it came down to like, what does it come down to? You know what it really comes down to? Faith said it herself. This is over us. It's over the men. So it doesn't have to be on a personal level, but it's what everyone is perceiving. BMT just said himself. Kevin Samuels, he ain't got
well,
nobody.
why are you fighting but you're agreeing with what we said though? So
you did.
That's what I'm saying. That's what the topics are about.
Wait, hold on a second, everybody. This is a co-ed channel. Okay, we talk about women's topics, but I do clearly say in my description that men are allowed to come on the panel as long as they are respectful. So nobody on the panel has been disrespectful to one another. Men and women can have discussions on topics and and give their opinions. So their opinions is just as valid as ours. So that's the reason why they're here. This channel is co-ed. It's co-ed.
I don't know why do you women down there think this is just a female discussion? I mean, I don't even know why y'all dudes be so heavily invested in when women be talking about, like, y'all be running in when they be doing their nails and feet and shit and be like lined up to get y'all feet and nails done too. Like, I don't be giving a damn for women talk. Like, they want to talk about all their damn penis talk and shit. That's their business. I'm a man. What do I care? I swear you, y'all like carrying buckets of water. I just heard Cynthia G just said this, so I'm gonna do 14 topics on this. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, there's something mentally wrong with you, or maybe that's just the way of you saying that you like her. Because it'll be like 4 dudes do one topic on what one woman said. And I'll be like, holy shit, man. No wonder why. Like, of course you're gonna make money. You talking about what Candyman just said. It's like, you know how you say don't say Candyman's name? But if you say Candyman's name, Candyman just gonna keep doing what they do. Like, it's like a clout chaser. You give them power. Like, I never cared for what a woman says. If a woman says don't fuck with black men, I'm like, okay, cool. Shit, there's 99.9% of the women out there in the world. Why do you so heavily vested in what that woman says? Just like dudes who have channels saying fuck black women, they're the worst scourge of the earth. I mean, shit. I see women getting black dudes all the time. It's not like they really care, but they're like, well, that's that one dude. Clearly, he got some internal issues. We know some of these people are mentally fucked up. We know some of the people, they have personas. I don't know why. Y'all niggas don't understand. This is YouTube. If people put on personas all the time, like, y'all so heavily invested, like, this Sisterhood shit. If some of them are using YouTube to get goddamn bad YouTube dick, then let them go get all the penis they want, get knocked up, live their best life of living their truth. If some of them want to make $1, it's like a pastor. Pastor preach one thing, fucking the members in the next Sunday. So I don't know why y'all people be so goddamn riled up on what people say. People gonna do whatever the fuck they want to do.
I agree. I agree with you. And also, let me shout out Robert Benjamin for the $20 super chat. He says this is a hot topic of the day, Faith. 5 YouTube channels are talking about it right now, and Cynthia G is about to go live to address this issue.
She good. You know what, Faith? How we know they ain't hustling enough? Hold on, you know, like, they got them fake little beefs and shit, and then after that, make it seem like they beefing. Get the money, but everybody gonna talk about the shit, and then boom, they talking in the back chat like, yeah, how much money you got on yours? How much money you got on mine? All right, cool. Let's collab that money up and keep doing like 2 or 3 more beats. And after that, y'all don't think people don't be doing shit in the back chat? They very crafty. I hope this is a whole goddamn skit.
I think the same thing in our space. The same thing in our space, the same way.
All right, and then also I want to acknowledge. Hold on, guys. Let me acknowledge the people that's sending the cash apps. Rashid J. Davis. Oh, Rashid. Oh, you on the panel. Thanks, Rashid, for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. All right, y'all can go ahead.
Go ahead, BMT. You was preaching. You were saying what you were saying.
I'm just saying, y'all. Like, listen, man. Like, fellas, I don't know. Like, listen, y'all. We know some people come on here, and this is their, instead of going to mental health or therapy, they come on here to find echo chambers of safety nets to talk and meet with other people just as fucked up as them. When we know that's not the majority. I'm just sorry. That's not the majority. This is just a minority think tank of people thinking like this. But when you go out there and you actually start talking to other people, you're like, okay, maybe you might need some psychological help. People are coming to YouTube and putting out all their dirty laundry and telling everything and shit. And then we're just watching it because it's kind of a getaway from like, well, I wanted to be with that Hispanic dude, Paco, at the office, but he said I wasn't good enough. So you know what? Fuck it. It's because of them black dudes that used to tease me back at school. So now they're going to start making some content on that shit. Just like there's some females, if they look, I got to be for real. I ain't never seen an ugly pro-black female preaching content creator. I think it has to go hand in hand. You got to be a cute pro-black female content creator and say the black man is God and all that shit, and I have his babies and shit. Of course you're going to get a big ass following. I mean that's an algorithm for goddamn money. Say you like black men, you want to have their babies, and the black man is Kemet, and you're gonna make your money. So we know the sisterhood, like y'all said about the Vivica Fox and all them. Most of them women, they don't fuck with each other really. If they can stab each other in the back for a better network production, they will do it in a heartbeat. Hashtag, what's that girl's name? Tamar Braxton. Them brides stabbed her in the back real quick. And guess what? She was like, okay, shit, I'm gonna get y'all bitches back. That's how these women do. I see my sister do it, my cousin, all them do it. They say, hi, girlfriend. And then right there, I never liked that bitch. I never fuck with her. Soon she come right back in the room. Girl, I miss you. I was praying about you. I was like, damn. Kiss each other on the cheek and pray with each other and say, I ain't never touched that woman around my man. And they do it. They can do it. See, a woman can smile in the face and work with that woman, even if she hates that woman. That's how some of these women can move. The brotherhood, they can't do that shit. They don't know how to properly do it. They don't know how to hate their enemy.
Shout out to Make It Happen, Manny. She says black women find the best man for the job. That is all. And that's what I'm saying too. You know, it don't matter if he's the white man, the China man, the man from Jamaica, Africa, the Caribbean, the black man here in the United States. Just find the best man for the job. That's all we're saying. You know, just go ahead and expand your options, and that doesn't mean excluding black men in the United States. But you're just going to have to expand to find the best man, because, you know, if you sit here and just relegate yourself to just the men here, you're going to be assed out. I'm just the messenger. Okay.
I encourage y'all women to go. Be free. Y'all are all free. Get your asses on. Leave the porch and don't come back. I encourage y'all. Be free. Happy life, single life. Go be single. Mingle. Go on. I'm not going to miss none of y'all black women. I ain't never gave a
BMT, where we going? We ain't went nowhere.
Yeah, shit, that's the problem. I'm trying to hurry Uber y'all the hell out, Miss J.
Hey, Faith, that's why I gave that example of the woman.
Oh, I'm already gone, honey.
You shouldn't be mad.
You ain't gotta tell me twice. I already
Black
left.
women when their option. It's
I already left.
Be free.
There's no point in you waiting, sweetie. I already left.
That is too funny. That is
be free. Donald Trump has set y'all women free.
Already gone. It's all right.
You shouldn't be mad.
I don't give a shit. Go.
You shouldn't be mad at black women expanding their options when you guys do it 10 times more. So why shouldn't we do it? You shouldn't be mad at that.
I don't give a damn where y'all go. Go. Y'all got the Dominican Republic. Y'all got the Haitians. Y'all got plenty of options. Go.
But that's the point. I mean, what are you saying?
Get the hell on. Get the hell.
That's the whole point.
Right.
I don't know why black men. Why do
just like you guys go to the Dominican Republic, Haiti, the Caribbean, you guys do the same thing. So we're doing the same thing too. You shouldn't get mad at what we do.
I don't. I get happy every day when I walk to Publix and I see a black woman with a goddamn white dude or a Chico or like somebody else. I get happy. I look over and glance over at her and I put my thumbs up like.
Doesn't sound like it. Doesn't sound like it. What you just reacted right now. It does not sound like it.
No, I'm happy for you. No, for real. I'm actually 120%. I'm actually. I actually mean it. If I could honestly afford a cruise ship, if I ever got reparations, I would buy a cruise ship for black women and put all y'all on that goddamn boat and let y'all set sail. Y'all never have to come back. I'll set y'all free.
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice, and
never
we
say
we we
that.
appreciate it. You know, and when you get that, you know, I'll be the first one to
I
get on the
know,
cruise.
I
But
know, I know.
I mean, well, I still don't understand. But anyway,
Why? What does me being married sound like? I'm confused. Like I'm actually encouraging people to find people. Like, listen, I'm never gonna be one of those niggas like you sold out the race if you don't wait for a black man to get his shit. No, fuck that. If you got your shit together and you find somebody at the workplace that want to fuck with you, shit, get at that. I ain't gonna tell y'all wait for that nigga to get his shit together. Fuck, I look like saying that dumb shit. I'm doing me.
okay,
So
okay. For the men on the panel, when black women say expansion of options, what is it that you're hearing?
Go ahead, BMT. You started it off. I'm gonna let you continue.
what I
Go ahead and keep doing what you're
oh
doing,
yeah, I just
answering Faith's
I could
question.
be all day around these kind of women. You said extension of options. That's
Yeah,
easy.
expansion. What are you actually hearing when we say expanding options?
Anybody that is compatible with you. So that just narrow your mind sight to what they tell you that you have to be with. If you see somebody that is Dominican, Haitian, Indian, anybody that literally fits your criteria of what you like, or you're not black, or you're not from the community, or you don't come from my background. No, stop thinking so narrow. Find somebody that actually appreciates you for you. And who gives a fuck what these people will lower derelict intellect think about or try to put you down and shame you out of your happiness. These motherfuckers ain't fucking you or paying your bills. But if that person right there supporting you in your dreams, yo, you need to get with that person because you got one life to live. So
But
I say,
that's what we're talking about. We're
well,
talking about
I
finding the
get you.
best
I get
man
you,
for
sister.
ourselves.
I get you, sister. I get you. I'm not. You got one life to live. Why you gonna waste it for that man? See, that's the problem with a lot of y'all. A lot of these people. You got these people in this chat. They're mad because I'm telling y'all, don't waste your life for that one person. You know, we watch a lot of y'all women try to pick that nigga back up and help him get his shit together. I'll be like, why? You just wasted 2 to 4 years of your life when you had a dude right over there who literally was giving you that time of day and that respect. You should have got with him and literally, you know,
Okay,
yeah,
all right. But one of the other ladies like to try.
yeah, y'all can't get me. Nice try. Yeah, that's right. Y'all can't
There's
get
nothing to
BMT.
try. I mean, we're in agreement. So
Exactly. Thank you,
move
Miss Day.
on.
Thank you, Miss Day. Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
Let's
if
just
he,
let's just move
I
on.
don't need his
Thank you.
permission because I already did it before, he jumped up on this panel.
I
So,
understand, but I'm saying when people are trolling, just let them troll and
Exactly.
move on.
yeah,
That's all it is.
Why y'all mad at me? Why people
yeah,
mad at me?
he mad. He mad. He
Who?
pretending that
Who?
he ain't
It
mad. He
don't
mad.
matter.
Who's mad? Oh, you talking about
It
me?
doesn't matter.
Who's mad?
Anybody have a different topic?
Okay, yeah, full circle. I mean, when you hear black women say divestment, oh Lord, I'm going to ask another man. What do you hear? Not divestment. When you hear black women say that we're expanding our options, what exactly are you hearing?
Just dating out, and someone put it in the title, non-black, just dating out, and it could be from a career, someone who's gonna either help you and build a family, just dating out, just expanding your horizons, just choosing, making other choices other than a black man. And I can say this, that with the women on the panel in the chat, you don't need us to co-sign on that because you don't need our permission. You're already doing it. No different from the black men, and that's just being honest. You don't need our elite, to say, hey, go ahead. You don't need us to do that. We're not your daddies. We're not that. You're gonna do your thing regardless. No different from black men. So that's my take on it. Faith.
Okay, thank you, full circles. That's exactly what it means. But I do want you to hit my email up on full circle because I believe one of the BBN members wanted to have a discussion with you. It's the
Okay.
Faith Jones channel at gmail.com.
Okay. I will do that. Thank you.
All right, Rashid, I'm sorry. What do you hear when you hear us say that we're going to expand our options? Did Rashid
I
go to sleep?
hear the
Oh, there you
same.
go.
It's Rasheed. Yeah, I hear the same thing as the mids all said. Just date out. I mean, but my thing is, I look at it as this: dating out when you don't have no other option. And like I said, when it comes to the men or acting a certain way or dealing a certain way, or you don't have this type of man, Like I tell them when it comes to young men, I said try. If you try, that's the only thing I can give you. Now, if the younger women are coming into the space and hearing you guys talking about this and they never dated a black man and they're black, simply because what you said, I have gripe with that because you're forcing them to leave and explore stuff that you've already explored, and you found certain men, but it wasn't of your caliber. But like I said, you tried. Now, when it comes to the older women and they have that sense, I understand they're in a predicament because they've been trying, they went through the whole full circle and it never worked out. I can understand that. But when it comes to the younger women, if they already jumping off the porch, like I was telling most of the guys, the younger guys, 18, 25, talking about their it more or they're dating out. If you it's like ice cream or just like a kid eating vegetables. Kids, they always say how they don't like vegetables, and as they get older, they tend to eat them. Same thing I tell the men, same thing for the women. If you dated a black man and he treated you wrong, I understand you leaving or exploring your options. But if you never dated a guy, a black man or something like that, and you feel like I just don't want to do it because they said it, like I tell these young guys, I say, you don't know what you're missing. You might be missing a lot, you might be missing a little, but the whole thing, exploring your options, that's the key.
Okay, I agree. I agree with that. Ladies, did you agree with what the men said? Did you have any corrections that you wanted to make?
No, I agree with what they say. But I think one of the things that black women need to start doing, even though I know we're probably not going to, is stop talking about it so much. Just go in and do it. You don't, like you say, you don't need anybody's permission. You're an American living, even you're not American, you're living in a free country. Live your life. Stop asking for permission or announcing to the world what you're gonna do. Just do it. Live your life. That's it. It's gonna be a
Agreed.
lot less hectic if you stop trying to get people's permission or acceptance. Because the way the world is, it is what it is for us. So just go on and do it. Don't worry about it.
I agree with that. Well, this panel, the topic, just kind of evolved into something totally different than what we were talking about. But I want to go ahead and start shutting it down. Does anybody have any final thoughts on Black women, the divestment community versus the pro-Black community, and Black women ever coming together? I want to go ahead and start with Diamond Princess. Any final thoughts?
Um, I just hope that one day, at least Black women, we can, come, to a certain agreement together that we common, not because we so things. So hopefully that, just as this panel, we can have these kind of discussions again and talk about, what's going on with the faith. I just want to know if I can now, if that's okay with you, so I can keep in contact with you.
Okay, I couldn't hear you because you were cutting out.
Oh, I was just asking if I can get your email, so I can
Oh, okay.
keep in contact with you.
Absolutely. My
Yeah,
email
if
is
you
in
can
my,
put
in
it
my
in the
description.
private
Okay, it's
in your
also in the
description box.
description. Yeah, on this channel, and I can also put it in the private chat. But it's the Faith Jones channel at gmail.com.
Okay, okay, thank you. But that's all I had to say. Hopefully, we can, come together as women and have something that we have in common, not just because we, have different opinions on where we stand. So that's just all I have to say.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Diamond Princess, and please do come back up again. I appreciate you for coming
Okay.
on. All right, and now Miss J. Oh, Miss J, you know what? I missed you too. You haven't been around lately. What happened?
I have been Well, I did the insurance thing, and now I'm getting certified with these companies. And child, they're running me through the ringer, studying
Oh
for all
wow.
these different companies, policies, and procedures, and everything, and just going through the training. So that's where I've been.
Okay. Well, do you have any final thoughts on the topic of sisterhood and whether or not the divestment community and the pro-black women community, if we're ever going to come together?
The only way that we can come together is if is each one of us as individuals put our foot down and don't support the fuckery. Because when we participate in it and we're like, ooh, give me the tea, what's going on, and gossiping and stuff like that, you're feeding the fire, you're feeding the flames, and we're all gonna get burned at the end. So if you want to have your side, you know, put together some points, basically rebuilding black women and in the process black children and hopefully the black community, don't participate when one side is dragging down the other side. So just tell the people who are doing the chat, hey, I'm not comfortable with this. Or just basically say, I would like to continue supporting this particular channel, but I can't support this direction is going into, or don't say anything at all, just walk away. But as long as we participate in it, it's gonna continue. That's just how it is. It's just not gonna matter who the content creator is. Another one is gonna take its place. It's gonna continue and continue and continue because we're feeding the flames.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. We need to kind of cut some people off. That's not good for the consumption of the community. All right, but I appreciate you coming onto the panel and do come back up again. I need to see more of you. We need more of Miss J on these panels.
Oh,
When
I
are you gonna
definitely
start your
will.
own channel?
Well, right now I gotta do this what I'm doing here first.
Well, yeah,
So
that's more important. So I do agree. But
yeah.
congratulations on getting your real estate license again, sister.
Well, it's insurance, but yeah,
Oh,
thank
your
you.
insurance license. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I wish it was real estate.
All right. Well, Miss J, I appreciate you coming up and do come again, sis.
I will. Thank you.
All right. And so now I want to move over to Rashid. Brother, do you have anything to say on this topic about what went on Cynthia G's channel and Chrissy's channel, the pro-black community versus the divestment community?
All right, I just want to start by saying I probably watch 2 minutes of a Cynthia G, and you say the other lady, I've heard of her, but I never watched her channel. I do the same thing with the Manosphere. There's certain guys in there that message. I don't. People tell me how good certain people are. I kind of go through the whims myself. If I hear a name brought up so many times, I go check out the channel, see how good it is, and depending on what they're saying, what they're talking about, I go over there and deal with them. If there's something, watch a couple of times, I go ahead and subscribe. I'll start donating depending on what I'm listening to, what I hear. Same thing that women in this space should be doing too. Don't sit here and promote a lot of the stuff that you don't agree with. Like, to be honest, she's going to get viewership because of people are going to see this sisterhood and going to watch this video, and they're going to be going back and forth looking at what are the odds and ends between your video, another video, another video. And just like this Kevin Samuel thing, when he did what he did, people had content for still until the now. People are still talking about him in this situation. All it's doing is making his channel hot. So my thing to a lot of people in this, a lot of the women, if you add to the fire, it's just gonna get bigger. So this could be another discussion on something else that kind of been building the sisterhood instead of that topic particular. That's my opinion.
Okay, I respect your opinion. All opinions are respected here. So, brother, I do appreciate you for coming on here and rendering your voice. And please do come again. All right, full circle.
Faith. My turn. I will say
Yes.
this, yes. As far as bringing the pro-black women and the divested black women, I will say this on both ends, black women, love yourselves first. Love yourselves first. My decisions and what I say should have no take on your own decisions. I can't move you. I can't make you think a certain way. I can't change your minds, but please love yourselves first. You mentioned Faith as far as it being over black men. Okay, great, fine and dandy. But please, black women, love yourselves first. Another thing too, I want to give a thanks to Faye Talks. I saw her compliment. I want to give her thanks. Thank her for the compliment. I appreciate that. And I got you on the email, Faith. I'll hit you back. I'll be getting back to you on that.
All right. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Thank you, Faith. All right.
All right. Do come again. All right. So, last but not least, I always save my BBN people for last. What's up, brother BMT?
None too much. I enjoy pissing off people in the chat. That means y'all are corny and weak and wonder why y'all ain't gonna make it. If y'all get offended because I said, hey, I'm fine with black women divesting, and y'all say he must be sad or mad. No, that means I just don't care what that woman does in that bedroom with somebody who's not black. Why would I care? If anything, that's her happiness. Y'all need to understand, y'all don't control, y'all ain't no gatekeepers. That's like a black man saying, hey, I'm gonna leave America and go find some happiness elsewhere. You think I'm gonna be shame him? Like, no, that you saved up your money, you did your research, go be happy, man. Like, y'all don't run nobody. Y'all ain't never, y'all can barely run your own lives with y'all kids in the back or whatever shit y'all do, man. Like, nobody's afraid to go out there and live their life. This is America, baby. You the land of the free. So you gonna do whatever you want to do. And listen, I run my household and I do what hell I want to do. So I damn sure know people gonna do what they want to do. Now, the little shit that they got going on with those two women, that's what I'm telling you right now, it's over money. Black people, especially when it comes to YouTube, 95% of the time it's money. Somebody's fucking up somebody's goddamn money. That's what goes on. I'm telling you right now, I'm in these goddamn YouTube streets, and I know why people get into the beef. Money and doggone who's getting the views and clout. And it gets addictive. It gets very addictive, especially when other people start stepping on other people's toes or they misrepresent their content. They take that to heart with the ego and they start attacking each other. So I watch it all the time, and nobody knows how to play it back. Say, you know what, you're right, you got it, you got it. So, like I said, I'm my own self entity. So I have people take what I said about some goddamn pedophile, and they doggone did like 4 to 6 videos. You think I respond on the videos? Hell no. I said, okay, cool. I made more content. That's not how some of these people work. This was a business thing that went bad, just like how the men had their bad business. Now, is the Sisterhood dead? Nah, they just got their own set factions. But as an overall, they have their own net. They only have their own tight knit groups. And when somebody says something out of the ranks, they clap with each other. You're just watching it happen openly, rather than do it behind the chat. Some people steal other people's content, and they feel like they got to respond back. Other times, they catch feeling for somebody, and they're like, yo, you know that dude was coming over or flying over to blow my back out. Now I got to clap at you. So you're just watching what a probably been having behind the scenes. So y'all can make all the content y'all want about what these two women talk about. I can promise you right now, these women gonna be back to their give them like a few months. They'll be right back to talking with each other. I promise you, they're gonna be right back to talking with each other, making more.
Well, they weren't never really doing any collaborations with each other, before.
But see, they built. But see, that's like, that dude, Stephen Curry and that white dude, how they always argue, but then they have their own side segments that they do off of each other. That's the way how they not cool with each other, but they work off of each other's content. You feel me? And
right.
It's very ingenious. I mean, see, that's another level of collaboration because they work off each other. Well, you say this, I'm going to respond back to that, and they'll keep it going. Just like we seen with O'Shea and Angerman. But after a while, one of them was like, you know what, this shit is getting old. Some people stop doing it. Other people like, this is how we work. Honestly, being realistic about it, some people, this is just how these women, y'all trying to figure out something that women have been doing for years, that we watch these women do in church, in the streets, and everything. Smile at each other at the job place, don't like each other, but they'll do just enough to work with each other. That's just the art of a woman. Don't try to figure them out. Don't try to get involved. Just stay out the way. Y'all men, y'all need to get out these gossip goddamn back streets and shit. This is none of y'all business. This is the women. But I know y'all men, y'all just act too bussified. You're going to start jumping in like the women. Let these women just fight. Let them fight like two dinosaurs and kill each other. Just sit to the side. I know y'all want to think y'all got.
Well, that's kind of the same thing that we say about you guys in the manosphere when y'all get to ripping each other's heads off and fighting and sending each other penis pictures and all this other stuff that be going on. And
they don't know how to face. They don't know
I
how.
be like, hey, leave them alone. Let them do get out.
They don't know how to. They think they got to be Pocahontas and throw their body on the altar or some shit. And I'm like, get your dumb ass out off the street, girl. Let them two niggas kill each other, and then we can go about watching the show. Like, let these two women fight, man. And y'all know y'all like this dysfunction, so let them fight.
But real quick, shout out to Neophyte Bakor. I did see your super chat, brother, and I hear you. He says, I'm going to subscribe and attend more of your lives. I would like to lend a different point of view. I completely understand erring on the side of caution. You don't know me. I say, fam. Okay. Appreciate that, Neophyte. And I will remember you the next time, and I'll allow you up on the panel. But BMT, my whole takeaway from today is, like you said, messiness of women. We are always doing some messy stuff with each other. And like I said, it's always coming from over there with Cynthia G and Nyla and all of them. They always pop off with the messiness first. And then when somebody call them out, because like I said, Cynthia's always mentioning Chrissy in her videos. And Chrissy don't say nothing. She haven't been saying nothing. For the first time in many months, almost over a year, she says something and all hell breaks loose. And mind you, she's cool with Crystalline. Okay, now if you, Cynthia, want to be cool with Crystalline, why are you attacking her friend? You know what I'm saying? Then you want to go in Crystalline's chat room. Oh, no. I didn't say nothing about you. I didn't do this. I said you were beautiful. I said, you know what I'm saying? Like, this don't make any sense. So my whole thing is, ladies, if we want to be a sisterhood, we want to squash all these beefs. You can't squash no beef without being genuine. And what that was disingenuousness on Cynthia's behalf. That's just my opinion. I felt like she was being real disingenuous, because if you're friends with the sister, the sister rock with this other sister over here, you kind of low-key bash that sister too as well. Low-key. I'm not saying you did it outright, but it was low-key, because you were talking about the content, okay, and you were talking about how it don't work and all this type of stuff. Now you low-key kind of, throwing out there that you ain't really feeling it. Okay, that's cool. But like Sister Crystalline Carrison eloquently said in her live stream, if you're not coming with the solutions, then you shouldn't complain. Period, point blank. So now what's the solution? You sat up here and you said these things about these sisters. Did you have any solution besides the complaining? That right there is the real question. So with that, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to thank everybody for coming in and watching the live all the way to the end. You guys are the real MVPs. Arab Black TV, DC Purple Diva. What's up, lady? What's up? Chaz B98, Shy Lovely, BMT, my BBM brother, George Frazier. All of you, I can't name all the people that was in here, but goodness, I really appreciate the outpouring of support with the super chats. Neophyte Bokar, thank you so much, brother, for subscribing. I look forward to seeing you in the future. And Godson, even you and your troll and super chat, I appreciate your troll chat. Please troll chat me anytime, brother. I accept the troll chats. Faye Talks, sister, I appreciate you. Would like to see more of you. You made some really good points and comments here in the comments section. So, sister, please do come again. Like I said, I can't get everybody, but I just want to show my appreciation. And I want to say peace to everybody. Holla.